Tapescript 0.1.1
A. I didn't sleep very much last night.
What time did you get up?
I wake up every morning at the same time, 5:30.
B. What time do you eat dinner, Aroni?
I eat very late, not until I finish reviewing my lessons, about 7:15.
C.
What time do you leave home to go to school, Bisay?
School starts at 7 o'clock and it takes me 25 minutes to walk to school. I leave home at 6:35. How about you?
It takes me longer than 25 minutes to walk to school. I have to leave home at 6:20.
D. Hey, Vati, do you want to go see a movie with us on Saturday afternoon?
I can't. I have a La Bogota tournament on Saturday. My first match is at 1:15.
Good luck.
End of Tapescript 0.1.1 Tapescript 0.1.2
Hi, Aroni. How was your holiday?
Hi, Pisay. It was great.
What did you do?
I did many things. In the morning, I sat under Avong's tree and sang.
That's nice. What song did you sing?
I sang his favorite song.
Cool. What else did you do?
After I sang, I flew over the royal palace and went home. At home, I read books in my nest until the afternoon. Then I went to the river and rowed on a boat down the river. When we came back, I ate dinner next to the river.
Wow, your holiday sounds like it was fun.
It was.
End of Tapescript 0.1.2 Tapescript 1.1.1
Hi, my name is Wati. I'm 14 years old and I live with my mom and dad and two brothers above a restaurant in the center of town. Before I go to school, I help my mom. We go to the market and buy meat and vegetables for her to cook in the restaurant. I get up at 4:30 a.m. to help her. When we get home, I eat rice porridge. Then I have a shower and brush my teeth. I always arrive at school at 6:30 a.m. After school, I help my mom in the restaurant. I wash the dishes and clean the floor. Sometimes I work in the restaurant. I say hello to the customer and give them a menu. I go to sleep at 11 p.m. I don't get much free time, but if I do, I like to play the Chapay Dong Weng.
Hiya, my name is Bisat. I'm also 14 years old. I live about 3 kilometers away from Woti in the countryside, in a traditional Cambodian house. I live with my parents and younger sister. I don't get up early every day like Woti. I wake up at about 6:30 a.m. I have a shower and brush my teeth. After that, I get dressed and run to school. I'm sometimes late for school and I have to climb over the fence. The first thing I do when I get home from school is to get my 2 buffaloes from the field. The buffaloes like to sleep under the house. My mom cooks dinner at 6:30 p.m. and at 7 p.m. I watch television with my dad and my sister. I go to bed at 10 p.m. When I have free time, I usually play petanque. We call it bull.
Tapescript 1.1.2
Hi, Pisat.
Hi, Wati.
Are you busy, Pisat?
Yes, I'm helping my dad in his workshop. We are trying to repair the tractor, the Goyun, because it is broken. He is repairing the engine and I have to pass him the tools. He has lots of tools on his workbench. There are spanners, hammers, and a new saw. He also has a small compressor, which is making a lot of noise. Some of the spanners are falling from the workbench because of the compressor. The compressor is shaking everything. Anyway, why do you want to know if I'm busy?
Usually, I have to help my dad every weekend, but this weekend he is visiting his brother, so I want to see the latest James Bond movie and my brother said he is too busy to go with me.
What's your brother doing?
He is just lying on his bed reading a book. He said that he doesn't like James Bond, so I don't think he would come with me anyway.
What about Hieng? Have you asked her?
Yes, I called her before I called you. She cleans the house every Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, she works hard every weekend.
Oh well, I think I'll carry on playing on my computer for a while.
Thanks for calling me, Vuthi. Sorry I can't come with you.
No problem. Maybe another time?
Sure, see you on Monday.
Yeah, see you at school. Bye.
Bye.
End of tape script 1.1.2. Tape script 1.1.3.
A. Spanner. B. Hammer. C. Saw. D. Compressor. E. Workbench.
End of tape script 1.1.3. Tape script 1.2.1.
Hi, Pisat. It's me, Hieng.
Hi, Hieng.
Listen, Pisat. It's about the trip to the zoo. You're going, aren't you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I may, but I may not. I can't decide.
Oh, please go. You'll love it. The school has hired a bus and there's lots of free food and drink.
Okay, I'll go.
Good. What are you going to take with you?
Well, if the school is going to give us free food and drink, I'll just take my phone. Oh, I might take a bottle of water to drink on the bus.
Good idea. I can't decide what to wear.
Just jeans and a t-shirt will be fine.
I suppose so. But I might wear my new black trousers. I'll think about it. Or I might wear my blue dress.
Okay, wear the black trousers.
I've had them a year now, so they may be too small.
Okay, wear the blue dress.
It's a bit too short to wear to the zoo. I might just wear jeans and a t-shirt.
What time does the bus leave?
It will leave at 6 a.m. So early. I might ask my dad to take me to the bus.
Okay, I'll see you in the morning. Bye.
Yeah, see you in the morning. Bye, Pisat.
End of tape script 1.2.1. Tape script 1.2.2.
Listen, check, and repeat. A. I may, but I may not. I can't decide. B. Oh, I might take a bottle of water to drink on the bus. C. But I may wear my new black trousers. D. I might just wear jeans and a t-shirt. E. I might ask my dad to take me to the bus.
End of tape script 1.2.2. Tape script 1.2.3.
Listen and repeat. A. Tiger. B. Crocodile. C. Leopard. D. Giraffe. E. Lion. F. Elephant.
End of tape script 1.2.3. Tape script 1.2.4.
What time will we get to the zoo?
The driver said we could get there at about 1 p.m. if the traffic isn't too bad.
We may get there early because the bus is going very fast.
I'm so excited. We might see lions and tigers.
We could see the bears if they are sleeping.
I really want to see the leopards.
Yeah, that would be great. It's very hot, so we may not get to see the crocodiles because they like to lie in the shade and sleep when it gets hot.
It's so good to hang out with friends at the weekend instead of working in the restaurant.
Yes, it's great to spend time with you and Pisat. Hey, there might be giraffes at the zoo. I love their long necks.
There could be giraffes there, but I'm not sure.
I wonder if we can buy souvenirs at the zoo.
I'm sure you can. You might even be able to buy pictures of the animals.
That would be great.
Hurry up, Buzz.
End of tape script 1.2.4. Tape script 1.2.5.
Wow, it's warm today.
It sure is.
I hope it feels cooler tomorrow.
Why?
Because I might have to help my father. He wants to build a new workshop behind the house. Hey, would you two like to help?
Sorry, Pisat. I might have to go into town with my mom because she wants to watch my sister play guitar in the school concert. Then, I may have to help in the restaurant. One of the waiters is sick. I wish I had more free time to help you and your dad, but I'm so busy.
What about you, Hyung? What are you doing tomorrow?
Oh, well, I may not have much time tomorrow. I might go shopping with some of the girls from school, or I may have to clean the house for my mom. I would love to help you and your dad. I really would, but I'm just so busy. I always have a busy schedule at the weekend.
Sounds like you two are making excuses.
No!
I could have some free time on Sunday, but I can't promise.
Me too. I might have some free time in the afternoon, but I do have a busy schedule too. But I will try.
Thanks, guys. It'll make things a lot easier if you two can help.
End of tape script 1.2.5. Tape script 1.2.6.
Listen and repeat. A. Because I might have to help my father. B. I might have to go into town with my mom. C. Then I may have to help in the restaurant. D. I may not have much time tomorrow. E. I could have some free time on Sunday.
End of tape script 1.2.6. Tape script 1.3.1.
Last weekend was great. I woke up early and met my friends outside the cafe close to the school. We had a volleyball match against another school in the province. We played them 2 weeks ago. But the last time we played against this school, we lost. We didn't want to lose again. So, we practiced every day. We played brilliantly and we won easily. After the match, we stopped at a restaurant in the town to celebrate. My friends ate lots of food, but I didn't eat anything because I was so excited. It was so good.
Last weekend, I studied for my chemistry test. I was so unhappy. I'm not very good at chemistry, so I have to study very hard. I studied upstairs most of the day. My mom cooked lunch for me, so I did have a short break at around noon. But then it was back to work. I didn't stop all day. Some of my friends went to the cinema, but I didn't go because I was too busy, and I had to do the same thing again on Sunday. It was terrible.
I went fishing last weekend and it was great. I went with my dad and my sister. We drove for about 1 hour to get to the river. We were all very excited. My little sister sat and watched my dad for an hour so she could learn how to fish. I caught lots of fish, but my sister didn't catch any. We didn't eat any of the small fish. My dad decided to put them back into the river because they were too small to eat. My dad caught the most fish. But guess who caught the biggest? Yes, it was me. I had a fantastic time. I really liked fishing, but my sister didn't like it at all.
End of tape script 1.3.1. Tape script 1.3.2.
Listen, check, and repeat. A. We played them 2 weeks ago. B. All of my team really wanted to win. C. I studied upstairs most of the day. D. My mom cooked lunch for me. E. We stopped at a restaurant. F. We arrived at the river.
End of tape script 1.3.2. Tape script 2.4.1.
Do you want to come over to my house and sing karaoke?
I can't. I have to help out at my family's restaurant tonight.
I didn't know you had to work too.
Yes, part-time. I have to work 3 nights a week. I don't have to work tonight, but there is a big party, so I think I must help out tonight and work as a waiter.
That sounds difficult.
It is. There are many things I must remember to make the job easier.
Like what?
When customers come in, I have to greet them and show them to a table. I also have to give them a menu and take their order.
I like to move around a lot. You must have a lot of fun running to each table.
Want to come and help?
I can't. I must practice my bull playing so I can make the school team.
End of tape script 2.4.1. Tape script 2.4.2.
A. I have to help out at my family's restaurant tonight. B. I have to work 3 nights a week. C. I must help out tonight and work as a waiter. D. I have to show them to a table. E. I must practice my bull playing.
End of tape script 2.4.2. Tape script 2.4.3.
Going to school full-time and working part-time in a restaurant can be difficult. To be able to complete my homework, I must manage my time carefully. That means many days after school, I'm not able to hang out with my friends because I have to go to work or go home to do my homework. I have to work at the restaurant 3 nights during the week and Sunday afternoons. I have worked at the restaurant for 4 years. I am able to do any of the jobs in the restaurant. My favorite duty is working as a greeter and showing people to their tables. I also like bringing people their food. I don't enjoy it when I have to mop the floors or wash the dishes. My father tells me that if I want to be successful in life, I must accept doing some things I don't enjoy. All in all, I like helping out my family. I don't know if I always want to work in a restaurant. My father says I must decide that myself. At the moment though, I am able to earn some spending money that makes me happier when I have to go home to study.
End of tape script 2.4.3. Tape script 2.4.4.
1. I must manage my time carefully. 2. I have to work 3 nights during the week and Sunday afternoons. 3. I'm able to do any of the jobs in the restaurant. 4. I don't enjoy it when I have to mop the floors or wash the dishes. 5. My father says that I must decide myself. 6. I'm able to earn some spending money.
End of tape script 2.4.4. Tape script 2.5.1.
Hello.
Hi here, what are you doing?
I am reading a magazine. What about you?
Wathi and I are going to the Ratana Center. Do you want to come?
Why do you want to go today?
They are opening today. My mom works in one of the shops. She says that all of the shops are giving employees and their families an extra 10% discount today.
Well, I do want a new photo album. My old one is getting full.
Fantastic! We are meeting Aruni at the main entrance in 20 minutes.
End of tape script 2.5.1. Tape script 2.5.2.
1. What are you doing? 2. I am reading a magazine. 3. What about you? 4. Wathi and I are going to the Ratana Center. 5. Do you want to come? 6. Why do you want to go today? 7. My mom works in one of the shops. 8. She says that all of the shops are giving employees and their families an extra 10% discount today. 9. We are meeting Aruni at the main entrance in 20 minutes.
End of tape script 2.5.2. Tape script 2.5.3.
Hi everyone, thanks for meeting me here. I'm excited about the new shopping center opening.
Me too. There is now somewhere cool to hang out. I hear it has a game arcade, bowling alley, and karaoke. I am coming here every day when school has a holiday.
What is everyone buying?
I want some new sweatbands. I get sweaty when I play ball. Sweat runs down my arm and the ball slips out of my hand.
I am buying a new photo album. My old one is full. Also, my mom wants to know the price of a new rice cooker.
They have a pet store here. I am looking for colored rocks to put in my fish tanks. Aruni, what are you buying?
I'm not getting anything. I don't have any money. I just like coming and seeing all the happy people.
End of tape script 2.5.3. Tape script 2.5.4.
A. Fancy. B. Plain. C. Dress. D. Ribbon. E. Fruit basket. F. Bank.
End of tape script 2.5.4. Tape script 2.5.5.
I'm sorry, sir. We have a lot of customers today. Do you have a question about something?
Yes, my son is at home while I am shopping. He wants me to buy him some red ribbon. How much does 2 meters of ribbon cost?
What is he using the ribbon for? We have two types of ribbon. One type of ribbon people use for decorating posters. The other type of ribbon people use for wrapping gifts.
He is making a gift for us. I think he wants the ribbon people use to decorate posters. What is the price of that kind of ribbon?
Normally, the ribbon costs 4,000 Riels for 1 meter. Today, we are celebrating Khmer New Year, so I am able to give you a 50% discount. Your total cost is 4,000 Riels.
Here you are. Thank you for helping me.
Thank you for shopping at Tonsai Talk and have a happy New Year.
End of tape script 2.5.5. Tape script 2.5.6.
A. Her name is Hieng. B. His name is Bisset. C. Its name is Kiki. D. Its name is Aroni. E. Their names are Miss Mom and Mr. Pirate. F. His name is Wati.
End of tape script 2.5.6. Tape script 2.5.7.
1. Serenik plays tennis every Monday. 2. The baby is sleeping at the moment. 3. My grandparents are watching television now. 4. My brother and I do La Bocatao every Saturday. 5. My favorite holiday is Khmer New Year. 6. Sok likes coffee. 7. Tida is doing her homework at the moment. 8. My grandfather drinks 5 cups of tea every day. 9. Magda is painting a picture at the moment. 10. Morokot is working in the garden now. 11. Ratsmay and Bunthun are riding bikes at the moment. 12. I always have curry for lunch.
End of tape script 2.5.7. Tape script 2.6.1.
A. Tire. B. Flat tire. C. Inner tube. D. Puncture. E. Patch. F. Repair. G. Replace.
End of tape script 2.6.1. Tape script 2.6.2.
Oh no! I have a flat tire. I can't ride to bowling practice on a flat tire. I need to get a patch. Hello, Mr. Map. Can you repair my bicycle tire, please?
Hello, Bisset. Okay, let me see. Oh no, I can't repair your inner tube. It has too many punctures. It needs to be replaced.
How much is a new inner tube?
A new one costs 12,000 reals.
I'm sorry, Mr. Map. I am going to bowling practice and I don't have any money with me. Can you replace it now and I will bring you the money after practice?
You won't have to come back, Bisset. I am eating dinner with your family tonight. You can give me the money then.
Thank you, Mr. Map. I will have the money ready when you come to my home tonight.
End of tape script 2.6.2. Tape script 2.6.3.
1. I'm sorry, I forgot your dictionary at home. I won't forget to bring it tomorrow. 2. Sorry, I made a mess in the kitchen. I'll clean it up. 3. I lost the Pilsawat CD you lent me. I'm sorry. I'll buy you a new one. 4. I apologize for crashing your motorbike. I'll pay for the damage. 5. I'm sorry I forgot to call you this morning. I'll call you first thing tomorrow morning. 6. I'm sorry I can't fix it today. I'll have it ready for you tomorrow morning.
End of tape script 2.6.3. Tapescript 2.6.4.
Abilities. Can you ride a bicycle? Now you can learn to fix, repair, and maintain your own bicycle. You can start making money repairing your friends' bicycles too. In future courses, you can learn to adjust your handlebars and install bike grips. Continue with the course, you can learn to keep your bicycle spokes, rims, and brake cables in good shape. Promises. With our first course, we will teach you basic bicycle repair. You will learn how to patch and change your inner tubes and tires, fix a chain that has fallen off, and adjust your saddle height. The best part is it will only take 30 minutes to learn these skills. After your first video, we will email you every 2 weeks with a new video in our awesome do-it-yourself series. You will be saving money on expensive repairs in no time.
End of Tapescript 2.6.4. Tapescript 3.7.1.
Protein. Cheese. Meat. Fish. Eggs. Prawns. Chicken. Sugary food. Soda. Candies. Chocolate. Cake. Crisps. Biscuits. Fast food. French fries. Hamburger. Hot dogs. Pizza. Vitamins. Carrots. Bananas. Mangoes. Cabbage. Oranges. Tomatoes.
End of Tapescript 3.7.1. Tapescript 3.7.2.
I have to be careful to eat a well-balanced diet. Hamburgers aren't very nutritious. I do eat plenty of food and vegetables because they are very nutritious. Fish has plenty of protein and it contains very little fat. My coach says that everyone needs to eat a variety of food if they want to be healthy.
End of Tapescript 3.7.2. Tapescript 3.8.1.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Coach.
As you all know, we have a match on Sunday against Sisbat High School. Now you all know that it is important to eat properly before the game. If you eat more fruit and vegetables, your body will feel healthier.
But I like to eat a few hamburgers.
If you eat too much fast food, you will feel terrible. You won't feel healthy if you eat too much fast food. You all know that it's very important to stretch your muscles before and after the game. If you stretch your muscles before the game, you will get fewer injuries. If you are injured, you won't be able to play.
Can we eat a big breakfast?
No, don't eat too much before the game. You will feel sick if you eat too much. Eat plenty of protein the night before the game. If you eat plenty of protein, you will have more energy. It's also important to get plenty of sleep. If you don't go to bed early, you will feel tired. If you feel tired, you won't play well. If you don't play well, we won't win the game.
How often are we going to practice this week?
We will practice playing football every day. You won't win the football match if you don't practice every day. The game will finish at 11:45 a.m. Afterwards, we will all come back to school on the bus. We have a new football kit to wear on Sunday. If you haven't had your new football kit yet, let me know and I will give it to you. You won't be able to play if you haven't got your kit. Okay, that's it for now. Good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Coach.
End of tape script 3.8.1. Tape script 3.8.2.
I don't believe this. We've lost 5-1. If we keep playing football like this, we will lose all of our matches. I told you not to eat too much before the game. If you eat a lot of food, you will feel sick.
You won't feel sick if you don't eat too much.
Yes, thank you, Bisette. I also told you to drink plenty of water. If you run around a lot on a hot day, you will lose a lot of water and you will dehydrate.
You won't dehydrate if you drink plenty of water.
Okay, thanks, Bisette. Some of you are very unfit. You should do more exercise and eat a balanced diet. If you do more exercise, your body will get stronger.
Your body will get stronger if you exercise.
Yes, thank you, Bisette. I think everyone understands. If you eat a balanced diet, you will have more energy. You won't have enough energy if you don't eat a balanced diet. Bisette, you look terrible. You need to change your diet. You eat too much fast food and you don't eat enough vitamins. If you eat more fruits and vegetables, you will get all the vitamins you need. If you eat too much fast food, you will get fat. If you get fat, you won't be able to run. Do you understand?
Yes, Coach.
You won't be able to play football if you can't run. And stop drinking soda. If you keep drinking soda, you will put on weight. You should include more fiber in your diet. Fiber will help you digest your food. If you eat carrots and potatoes, you will get enough fiber. You won't win any football matches if you don't eat good food. So if you want to play next week, you will need to eat properly and practice every day.
We will win if we practice every day. Now go home and get some rest. See you all at school on Monday.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Bisette.
End of tape script 3.8.2. Tape script 3.8.3.
1. If the players don't drink enough water, they will dehydrate. 2. If Bisette drinks too much soda, he will get fat. 3. If the players eat potatoes and carrots, they will have more fiber in their diet. 4. If the players eat too much, they will feel sick. 5. If the players practice every day, they will win. 6. If the players exercise, they will get stronger.
End of tape script 3.8.3. Tape script 3.8.4.
You don't look too good, Bisette. I heard your team lost the football match 5-1.
I know, it was a bad game. Too many of the players aren't fit enough. That's why they beat us easily. And I didn't go to bed until midnight the night before the game.
Wow, that doesn't sound good. 12 hours sleep is too much, but 5 or 6 hours sleep isn't enough. If you keep going to bed late, you will feel tired all the time. What were you doing on the night before the game?
I was chatting with the other players on Facebook for 5 hours.
Oh, Bisette, 5 hours is too many. 1 hour a night is enough. You won't have enough time to do your homework if you spend too much time on Facebook. Did you do your homework?
No, I didn't. I didn't have enough time.
You will get into trouble if you don't do your homework. If you get into trouble at school, your father will get angry. Have you eaten breakfast today?
No, I haven't. I was late for school. I had too many jobs to do, so I didn't have enough time for breakfast.
If you don't eat your breakfast, you will feel tired all day. If you feel tired, you won't be able to focus on what the teacher says. You watch too much television and you don't spend enough time studying. It's also important to eat healthily. If you eat enough good food, you will feel healthier. You should listen to your football coach. He recommended some good ways to improve your lifestyle. If you listen to your coach, You will soon feel better. What did he say to you?
He said I eat too many hamburgers, and that's why I don't have enough energy. I don't eat enough fruit and vegetables. He said I drink too many sodas and I don't drink enough water. That's why I dehydrate so fast during the game. Fast food isn't very nutritious. He also said if I don't do more exercise, I won't be fit enough to play football. Just walking to school is not enough exercise. I need to do more exercise.
Facebook is okay if you look at it for a short time. If you look at Facebook too much, you won't have enough time to do anything else. We have great food in Cambodia, fresh vegetables, full of nutritious vitamins. It's not enough just to eat one banana. You need to change your diet and your lifestyle.
End of tape script 3.8.4. Tape script 3.9.1.
Hyung, what's the matter?
Oh, Mom, I've hurt my head.
Oh dear, sit down here and tell me what happened.
I was diving into the river and I hit my head on a rock. Now I have a huge bump on my head.
Oh my goodness, let me see. Oh yes, it looks bad. Did you injure any other parts of your body?
Yes, I cut my arm and I twisted my ankle. I have a bruise on my thigh and I have a headache.
Okay, I will take you to the clinic. I'll call them and make an appointment with the doctor.
Thanks, Mom.
End of tape script 3.9.1. Tape script 3.9.2.
Hello,
Hello, សពបញ្ញា Clinic. How may I help you?
my daughter has bumped her head. She has cut her arm and she has a bruise on her thigh. She also feels sick and she has a headache.
Okay, I think it would be a good idea to come to the clinic and see the doctor.
Is he there now?
No, he isn't. He should be here in about an hour. He's gone to see a patient. He shouldn't be long. The clinic is very quiet today, so you shouldn't have to wait too long. He should be able to see your daughter straight away.
Will she need to stay overnight?
No, she shouldn't have to stay overnight.
Okay, I'll come to the clinic straight away. It shouldn't take me long to get there. I should be there in 15 minutes.
Okay, see you in 15 minutes. Bye.
Thanks for your help. Bye.
End of tape script 3.9.2. Tape script 3.9.3.
Hello, young man. Could you tell me your symptom, please?
Sorry, doctor. I don't understand.
Could you tell me what is wrong with you, please? Your symptoms?
Oh, I have a headache.
Is it severe? Is it very bad?
Yes, and I have a pain behind my eyes. I also have bad pains in my muscles and in my elbows and knees. They hurt a lot, and I feel sick all the time.
Okay, I'll take your temperature. Could you sit here, please? Nurse, could you pass me the thermometers, please? Open your mouth. Good. Could you keep the thermometer in your mouth for 2 minutes, please, young man? You have a temperature of 39 degrees. This is very bad. Could you take your shirt off, please? Yes. You have a rash on your back, a big red spot.
Oh, is it very bad?
No, it is not severe. Not too bad. Now, could you put your shirt back on, please?
Oh, could you tell me your diagnosis, please, doctor?
I have looked at your symptoms. My diagnosis is you have dengue fever.
Dengue fever?
Yes, I will do a blood test. Your test results should be ready tomorrow. I will give you some medicine now to help you. Then you should go home and rest. Could you come back tomorrow and see the health volunteer? She should be here at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay, doctor. Could you write the name of the medicine on the prescription for me, please?
Yes, take it to the pharmacy. The pharmacist should be able to give you the medicine immediately. You should feel better tomorrow.
Could you tell me where the pharmacy is, please?
Speak to the nurse. She will help you.
Thank you, doctor.
End of tape script 3.9.3. Tape script 3.9.4.
Listen, check, and repeat. A. Could you tell me your symptoms, please? B. Nurse, could you pass me the thermometer, please? C. Could you tell me your diagnosis, please, doctor? D. Could you write the name of the medicine on the prescription for me, please? E. Could you tell me where the pharmacy is, please?
End of tape script 3.9.4. Tape script 4.10.1.
I traveled to Phnom Penh for the first time last weekend because I wanted to go sightseeing. I hadn't traveled around since coming to volunteer here at the health center.
Did you enjoy your trip?
Yes, but Phnom Penh is busier than Posat. There are more motorbikes and remorques than in the countryside. That made it easier to get around the city.
What did you see?
I went to the Royal Palace first. The palace is bigger than I thought it would be, but it's not as large as the Emperor's Palace in Japan. Also, the palace grounds were more peaceful than the outside.
How else does it compare to the countryside here?
Let's see. Well, the traffic is worse in the city than it is here. There were cars everywhere and it seems more dangerous than in the countryside. There are more people and the buildings are taller than they are in Posat.
Do you plan to go back?
I don't know. Maybe. The thing I like about Phnom Penh is there are more restaurants than here. So I was able to eat a lot of different food. The people are as friendly as they are in the countryside, but it is louder than here at night. I don't think anyone sleeps in Phnom Penh.
End of tape script 4.10.1. Tape script 4.10.2.
1. Phnom Penh is busier than Posat. 2. There are more motorbikes and remorques than in the countryside. 3. The palace is bigger than I thought it would be, but it's not as large as the Emperor's Palace in Japan. 4. There were cars everywhere and it seemed more dangerous than in the countryside. 5. The thing I like about Phnom Penh is there are more restaurants than here, so I was able to eat a lot of different food.
End of tape script 4.10.2. Tape script 4.11.1.
1. Excuse me here. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Okay, officer. What's the matter?
Someone broke into MoEYS general store yesterday around 6 p.m. What were you doing at that time?
Let's see, yesterday at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner with my family at home. It was a special occasion. My parents have been married for 25 years.
Okay, thank you. 2. Excuse me, Samnang. Were you and your family walking in town yesterday around 6 p.m.?
No, we weren't. Around 6 p.m., my family and I were driving to my brother's house. It was my nephew's birthday. They were having a party for him. What happened?
Someone broke into MoEYS general store yesterday and stole some merchandise. I was wondering if you saw anything. 3. Excuse me, Wati. I'd like to ask you some questions. Were you working yesterday around 6 p.m.?
Yes, I was. I was sweeping in front of the restaurant and talking to Pisette. Is this about the break-in at Morocco's general store? Do you suspect anyone?
Yes, it is. No, I don't have any suspects yet. Did you see anything while you were sweeping?
No, I didn't see anything. I wasn't looking. I only heard a car and saw it driving away from the store. They were speeding and almost hit another car. You should talk to Pisette. He saw them while we were talking.
4. Excuse me, Pisette. Wati says you saw something last night around 6 p.m. when Morocco's general store was broken into.
Yes, I did. I saw two thieves. They were carrying two large boxes of merchandise. They were running to a car parked out front.
Could you see what they were wearing?
Oh yeah, I could, because it wasn't dark yet. They were wearing strange-looking clothes. One thief was wearing a dark blue shirt and red pants. The other one was wearing an orange t-shirt and blue shorts. They were driving an all-green Toyota. When they drove off, the car was going very fast. I think they almost hit another car. It was scary.
Okay, Pisette. Thank you very much. I now have an idea of who to suspect.
End of tape script 4.11.1. Tape script 4.11.2.
A.
At 6:30 a.m., were you having breakfast?
Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. B.
Were you playing football at 11 a.m.?
Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. C.
Was your father working at 1 p.m.?
Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. D.
At 4:30 p.m., were you hanging out with your friends?
Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. E.
Was your family watching TV at 8 p.m.?
Yes, we were. No, we weren't.
End of tape script 4.11.2. Tape script 4.11.3.
A. Officer Samlan said he was interviewing people who were in the area at 6 p.m. B. She was taking photos of the crime scene this morning at 10 a.m. C. Pisette and Wati said they were talking in front of the Chinese restaurant around 6 p.m. D. When we spoke to Officer Samlan again today, he said he was getting close to the thieves he suspects were responsible. E. One shop owner said people were feeling nervous this afternoon and were buying extra locks for their doors.
End of tape script 4.11.3. Tape script 4.11.4.
What were you doing on Monday at 6 p.m. when Morocco's general store was broken into?
I was fishing at the lake.
Okay, what time did you arrive at the lake?
Let's see. It was raining and it was getting dark, so around 5:45 p.m.
Were you fishing alone?
I was fishing with my friend Wati.
Are you sure?
Yes, I remember it well. By 6 p.m. we were freezing because it was raining and getting dark. The fish weren't biting either. It was boring.
Before we continue, I want to remind you that I could have you prosecuted and sent to jail if I thought you weren't telling the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Okay, here's what I think. You weren't fishing at the lake at 6 p.m. and you weren't freezing. Instead, at 6 p.m., you were breaking into Morocco's general store and stealing merchandise.
How do you know?
Simple. It wasn't raining or cold on Monday, and it wasn't getting dark when you arrived at the lake. I know this because I was sitting outside enjoying the sunset at 6 p.m. and a warm breeze was blowing. You weren't fishing with Wati either. On Monday at 6 p.m., he was working at his family restaurant. Finally, you weren't wearing green pants and a red jacket. I have a witness who says you weren't wearing the clothes you have on now, an orange t-shirt and blue shorts.
End of tape script 4.11.4. Tape script 4.12.1.
Pisat, you're 30 minutes late. What happened? You don't look well.
I saw a car accident while I was walking Kiki.
Where? What happened?
When we were passing the market, I was thinking about crossing the street, and when I looked up, I saw a car was speeding toward me. The driver wasn't paying attention to the road. He was looking at his mobile phone while he drove.
That sounds like it was really frightening.
It was. The scarier thing was, he almost crashed into a group of children while they were crossing the street.
Oh no. I hope they were okay.
They were. When the driver saw the children were crossing the street, he crashed into a motor. When they got to the other side of the street, the youngest kid was crying, but they weren't hurt.
What did you do then?
I helped the kids to the other side of the street and onto the sidewalk. The youngest kid was feeling better when the police arrived.
Did you tell them what happened?
That's why I was late. I was the only witness, so while the police were asking me questions about the accident, I missed my bus. I told them the driver was speeding and looking at his mobile phone when he passed me. That was a very dangerous thing to do.
End of tape script 4.12.1. Tape script 4.12.2.
1. I saw a car accident while I was walking Kiki. 2. I was thinking about crossing the street, and when I looked up, I saw a car was speeding toward me. 3. He almost crashed into a group of children while they were crossing the street. 4. When the driver saw the children were crossing the street, he crashed into a motor. 5. The youngest kid was feeling better when the police arrived. 6. While the police were asking me questions, I missed my bus.
End of tape script 4.12.2. Tape script 4.12.3.
A. What was the girl doing when she witnessed the car accident? B. How was the man in the sports car driving when he had the accident? C. What did he want to do? D. What was he trying to do when he fell to the ground? E. When did the truck driver call an ambulance? F. Why was the sports car driver crying?
End of tape script 4.12.3. Tape script 4.12.4.
My grandmother told me this story once. One time when I was about 13 years old, I was traveling with my family and we stopped to eat lunch in a village in the mountains. It was the most beautiful place I have ever seen. There were no cars in the village. Everyone was riding a bicycle or a yak. While we were eating, two bicyclists crashed and fell to the ground. I was surprised by how everyone acted. No one paid any attention. The yaks and the bicycles continued to move past them while the men were pushing their bikes out of the way. When they got close to us, I saw one man was making a fist. Then the other man made a fist. I thought there was going to be a fight. They were swinging their arms back and forth when I realized they were playing rock, paper, scissors. When our waiter walked past, he could see I was watching them. He said, "This is how my people settle disagreements. The loser is responsible for the accident." Suddenly, the two men stopped arguing. Then I saw one man smiling while the other was holding up 4 fingers and sticking out his tongue. When the waiter saw I was still watching, he told me, "That is how my people say they weren't paying attention and will pay 4 cups of tea."
End of tape script 4.12.4. Tape script 5.13.1.
Hi, Hyung.
Hi, Pisat.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Who are you talking to on Facebook?
I'm talking to my cousin Wotan. He has moved to Phnom Penh. Wotan has passed all his exams and now he is going to attend Phnom Penh University. He has studied really hard to get there. He made a huge commitment to his studies. He hasn't taken a day off for 2 years. His sister, Nari, has passed the entrance exam to study in Canada. Nari has been there 3 times. She hasn't decided whether to accept the place at the University of Toronto because she has also been offered a place at the University of Sydney in Australia. She has also traveled around Australia and New Zealand.
Wow, your cousins are very clever. They have traveled to so many places. Have you ever been to Canada or Australia?
No, I haven't been to Canada or Australia, but I have been to Phnom Penh.
Yes, I've been there a few times too.
If you want to do these things, you need to get good grades and commit a lot of time to your studies. How are your grades, Pisat?
Not too bad, but I need to improve my English speaking. I have taken extra classes in the past, but I find it difficult to commit much time to them because I always have other things to do.
I wasn't very good at speaking English, but I have studied very hard and I have done lots of extra homework, and now my English is improving. I haven't attended extra English classes because I can use the internet. I have attended extra classes for math and they helped me to pass the math test.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I haven't committed enough time to my studies. I need to make more of a commitment. Well, I must go now. I've just eaten my breakfast and I'm already late for class. I have been late for Mr. Sawan's class 3 times already this term. He has spoken to my mom about it.
Okay, bye, Pisat.
Bye, Hyung.
End of tape script 5.13.1. Tape script 5.13.2.
1. Has Wotan passed all of his exams?
Yes, Wotan has passed all of his exams.
2. Has Wotan taken a lot of time off?
No, Wotan hasn't taken a lot of time off.
3. Has Nari passed the entrance exam to study in Canada?
Yes, Nari has passed the entrance exam.
4. Has Nari ever traveled around New Zealand?
Yes, Nari has traveled around New Zealand.
5. Has Pisat ever been to Phnom Penh?
Yes, Pisat has been to Phnom Penh.
6. Has Pisat committed enough time to his studies?
No, Pisat hasn't committed enough time to his studies.
7. Has Hyung had to attend extra English classes?
No, Hyung hasn't had to attend extra English classes.
End of tape script 5.13.2. Tape script 5.13.3.
I haven't always been a good student. When I was young, I didn't study very hard. I would sometimes get into trouble with the teachers. I failed lots of tests. Then one day, my dad asked me what I wanted to do when I left school. I told him I always wanted to be a doctor. He said that I would need to study hard if I wanted to be a doctor. My mother and father are good people. They have worked hard all their lives. They haven't had a holiday for nearly 5 years. My father is a farmer. He has worked hard all his life and he has given up a lot to make sure I have all the things I need. It hasn't been easy for my mother either. She hasn't had any of the opportunities that I have, but she never complains. So I made a promise to them to try harder and make the most of the opportunities I have. That was a long time ago. Tomorrow, I will take my final high school test. I have tried to prepare well. I've read lots of books about medicine and I have taken extra biology classes. I've also had some very helpful teachers who taught me a lot. It hasn't always been easy. I've spent many nights studying while my friends were at the cinema or playing on their computers. But I haven't missed out on everything. I still play football with my friends, and I've also learned to play the guitar. I've won awards for being the most improved student and for coming first in biology. I've also had the opportunity to visit Canada, and I might go to university there. But I haven't made my mind up yet. I haven't forgotten my promise and I still want to be a doctor. And now I'm sure I can achieve my dream. It just takes lots of hard work and I've done lots of that.
End of Tapescript 5.13.3. Tapescript 5.13.4.
Hey, have you seen Panya's Facebook page? He has updated his Facebook profile. He has a new job. He has passed the interview to work at the Ministry of Agriculture in Phnom Penh. He starts work there next Monday.
I remember him. He attended Mr. Period's class. He valued his time at school. I've attended the same class. He's a great student, but he hasn't been to school this term because he had an accident on his motorbike. Hey, have a look at Niang's Facebook profile. She has won lots of awards for chemistry. I wonder where she is now.
Here she is. Niang has started her own business, but she hasn't updated her Facebook profile since last year. So I'm not sure what she's doing now. Look at the pictures. She has done so many things and she has been to so many places since she attended our school. She has been to Australia and she has climbed the Sydney Harbour Bridge. She has played volleyball on Bondi Beach and she has eaten kangaroo. She hasn't said whether she likes eating kangaroo meat or not.
Yeah, Niang always worked hard in class. You have to value your time in school. You need to make the most of your education. Hey, has she gotten married?
Her Facebook profile says single, so she hasn't gotten married.
Has she opened any new stores?
Yes, she has opened a new store in Battambang, but she hasn't written the address. She has also bought a new car, but she hasn't said what type of car it is.
Wow, she has done well. Niang has always valued her education, and now she is making the most of it.
Yes, good for her.
End of Tapescript 5.13.4. Tapescript 5.14.1.
Hello, I'm Hieng, and this is Pisat and Buthi.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Apsara.
Nice to meet you too. When did you move to our town?
I have been here since Tuesday, so I've lived here for 3 days. I have stayed here before, so I've seen a lot of the town already.
Where have you lived before?
I have lived in Siem Reap and I've lived in Battambang. Hey, do you all go to this school?
Yes, we do. Wuthi and I have attended this school since we were 12 years old. So we have studied here for 3 years. Pisat has studied here since he was 11 years old.
Where are you living now, Apsara?
I'm living with my family at my grandmother's house. My grandmother has lived here since she was 20 years old. She has been sick for 6 months. My mother has taken care of her since we arrived.
That's really sad. I hope she gets well soon. What does your father do?
My father is a dentist. He has worked as a dentist since he was 28. He is 38 now. So he has been a dentist for 10 years. He has owned his dental practice for 2 years.
Well, I need to go home now. I haven't eaten anything yet, and I'm really hungry.
Me too. I haven't eaten anything since 6 a.m.
I have eaten my breakfast and I have done all the washing.
Okay, it was great to meet you all. See you all tomorrow.
Yes, bye.
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 End of tape script 5.14.1. Tape script 5.14.2.
Hello again, Hieng.
Hi, Apsara. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm a bit tired because I've been awake since 5:30 a.m.
Oh, I see. Why are you sitting there?
I'm waiting for Pisat and Vati. Miss Mom wanted to look over my homework. I had to hand it in at 9:30 a.m. Vati and Pisat said they would meet me at 10 a.m. I hope they turn up.
I didn't get up till 9 a.m. I'm so lazy on Saturdays. I've gotten up late on Saturday since I was 11 years old. I'm 15 years old now, so that's a long time.
Have you known Vati and Pisat for a long time?
I've known Vati since I was 10 years old. And I've known Pisat for 6 years.
Hey, here are Pisat and Vati.
Hi. Sorry we're late. Have you waited long?
I've waited for half an hour.
Sorry, I didn't get up till 9:30 a.m. and I didn't have time for breakfast. I haven't eaten anything since 6 p.m. last night. I'm so hungry.
Were you late going to bed because you were looking at Facebook?
No, I haven't looked at Facebook for 3 days. I've revised for my maths test since Tuesday.
I looked at Facebook till 11 p.m. last night, but I've tried to revise every day this week and I've practiced my English speaking for 5 days because we have a test next Friday.
We're going to show Apsara around the town. She wants us to point out some of the best places to eat and drink. Do you want to come with us, Hieng?
Oh, sorry, I can't. I haven't seen my grandmother since Monday, and I promised my mother I would visit my grandmother today.
Okay, we'll see you on Monday.
Hold on a minute. I just need to call my mom and tell her where we're going.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I've called her. I have to call her again in an hour. She worries a lot.
End of tape script 5.14.2. Tape script 5.14.3.
1. Yes, we've caught lots of fish here. 2. I'm always in a hurry lately, so I haven't eaten here for ages. 3. Pisat has played football there since he was young.
End of tape script 5.14.3. Tape script 5.14.4.
I love this place. It's so quiet.
Yes, we've caught lots of fish here. I have fished in this river since I was 5 years old.
I haven't fished in this river for 5 weeks because I have to help my father at the weekend.
What's that place?
That's where I eat my rice porridge before school. I'm always in a hurry lately, so I haven't eaten there for ages.
My friend has worked there for 6 months. He has been sick for 2 weeks, so he hasn't been at work this week. But he did say that they serve the best rice porridge in Cambodia.
Wow, this place is great.
This is a fantastic place to come on a Saturday. Pisat has played football here since he was young.
Yes, that's right. The old football pitches have been open for a long time, but the new football pitches haven't been open for 3 weeks because of the rain. You'll find lots of students here every Saturday. I've played football much on Saturday since last year.
End of tape script 5.14.4. Tape script 5.15.1.
Hi, Vati. How are you?
I'm okay.
It was a good idea coming to the library. Have you started to prepare for next week's maths test?
Yes, I have already started.
How many lessons have you reviewed?
I have already reviewed 3 lessons. Have you reviewed any lessons yet?
I've just started to review my maths lessons. Hey, I've just had a great idea. I can copy the notes you've already completed.
No way! You have to do your own work. You need to look over all your lessons and make notes. Then, you need to write a list of things you need to do. Then try the practice questions. Have you made any notes yet?
Oh no, I still haven't made any notes.
Have you made a list of things you need to do?
Oh no, I haven't made a list of things I need to do yet.
Have you looked at the practice questions?
I still haven't looked at them.
Wow, you are in trouble. Miss Mom and Mr. Sawan said we need to complete the practice questions before Monday.
Have you completed the practice questions?
Yes, I've already finished them.
Can I copy the answers?
No!
End of tape script 5.15.1. Tape script 5.15.2.
1. Have you started to prepare for next week's math test?
Yes, I've already started. 2. How many lessons have you reviewed?
I have already reviewed 3 lessons. 3. Have you taken any notes yet?
Yes, I've just started to take notes. 4. Have you made a list of things to do?
No, I haven't made a list of things to do yet.
End of tape script 5.15.2. Tape script 5.15.3.
A. Have you reviewed any lessons yet?
I've just started to review my math lessons. B. Have you made a list of things you need to do?
No, I haven't made a list of things I need to do yet. C. Have you looked at the practice questions yet?
I still haven't looked at them. D. Have you completed the practice questions?
Yes, I've already finished.
End of tape script 5.15.3. Tape script 5.15.4.
The study group was a great idea. We can check what everyone has already done to prepare for the exams and what we still need to do. I've just made a list of things I need to do before the exam. Have you made a list of things you need to do, Woody?
No, I haven't made a list of things I need to do yet. I will make one as soon as I get home, but I have already made a lot of notes to help me revise. Hey, Bisset, have you made any notes yet?
I have just started making my study notes, but I haven't finished them yet. I have already completed my maths revision. Have you finished your maths revision here?
Yes, I have completed all my maths revision. And I have already studied for the English grammar test. Have you studied for the English grammar test, Woody?
Yes, I have already studied for my English grammar test. It wasn't easy. There are a lot of new things to learn. Bisset, have you reviewed your grammar test yet?
Yes, I have already reviewed my English grammar test. I'm happy about that. Hey, have you seen your exam timetable yet? What time is the chemistry test?
Oh no, I forgot all about that. I still haven't seen my exam timetable. Hey, Woody, have you seen your exam timetable?
No, I haven't seen my timetable yet. I'll look at it when I go to school tomorrow. I still haven't looked over my chemistry lessons. So, I still need to do that. Have you looked over your chemistry lessons here?
I've just started to look over them. I still have so much to do. I still haven't practiced my English speaking. Have you practiced your English speaking, Bisset?
No, I haven't practiced my English speaking yet. I think it would be a good idea if we meet every day, so we can practice together.
Yes, that's a good idea. Because I still need to practice my English speaking too. Sorry, but I need to go now. But I'll see you both tomorrow at 12:30.
Okay, bye.
End of tape script 5.15.4. Tape script 5.15.5.
1. Have you finished your maths revision here?
Yes, I've done all my math revision.
2. Bisette, have you reviewed your English grammar test yet?
Yes, I have already reviewed my English grammar test.
3. Have you seen your exam timetable yet?
No, I haven't seen my timetable yet.
4. Have you looked over your chemistry lessons here?
I've just started to look over them.
5. Have you practiced your English speaking, Bisette?
No, I haven't practiced my English speaking yet.
End of Tapescript 5.15.5. Tapescript 5.15.6.
1. Has Nari met her professor?
Yes, she has already met her professor.
2. Has Nari taken any exams yet?
No, she hasn't taken any exams yet.
3. Has Nari started to make study notes?
Yes, she has already started to make notes.
4. Has Nari been to the library?
Yes, she has just been there.
5. Has she seen her exam timetable?
No, she still hasn't seen her exam timetable.
End of Tapescript 5.15.6. Tapescript 6.16.1. In a faraway land, a poor woodcutter lived with his family. He had 2 lovely children. The boy was called Hansel, and the girl was called Gretel. They lived in a small house near a forest. They were very happy together. Then one day, their mother died, and the woodcutter got married again. His new wife, their stepmother, didn't like the 2 children. Every day, the woodcutter went to work in the forest. The 2 children stayed at home with their nasty stepmother. Their stepmother was very unkind to them. Gretel washed the floors. Hansel, bring the firewood now, she shouted. They did all the housework. One day, the woodcutter was ill. He could not chop wood. He was ill all winter. The family had no money, and there wasn't enough food. That night, the nasty stepmother said to her husband, "You must take the children into the forest and leave them there." "I can't do that. I love them," said the woodcutter. "But we don't have enough food," said his wife. "Take them tomorrow and leave them." The children were listening to their nasty stepmother's plan when Gretel began to cry. Hansel hugged his sister. "Don't cry, Gretel. I have a plan too," he said. In the morning, the children went to the forest with their father. When their stepmother had given them 2 slices of bread for breakfast before they left, Hansel put the bread in his pocket. Then they followed their father far into the forest. While he was walking behind his father and his sister, Hansel dropped the pieces of bread on the ground. He was leaving a trail to find their way back home. Unfortunately, some birds were following them and eating the bread. Hansel, Gretel, and their father walked and walked. "You must be tired," said their father. "Let's stop here. I'll go and collect some wood. Then we'll go home. You wait for me here." Hansel and Gretel were very tired. They sat on the ground and waited for their father. Soon they went to sleep. When they woke up, it was dark. "I'm frightened," said Gretel. "Father isn't coming back. It's cold and dark, and we are lost." "Don't worry," said Hansel. "I'll look after you." The children were lost. They walked one way, then they walked another way, but they couldn't find their house. Suddenly, they saw a very strange house. "Wow! Look at that house," said Hansel. It really was a very strange house. There were chocolate cookies on the roof. There were biscuits and nuts on the walls, and it had a big chocolate door. Said Gretel. "I'm very hungry. Let's eat some biscuits." "Okay," said Hansel. "I'm very hungry too. Let's eat some chocolate." The 2 children ran up to the house. Hansel pulled a biscuit off the wall and gave it to Gretel. Then he took a piece of chocolate. While they were eating the bits of the house, the chocolate door suddenly opened, and an ugly old woman came out and said, "Hello, who's eating my house?" "We're very sorry," said Hansel. "That's okay. You must be hungry," she said. "Come inside and have some breakfast." End of Tapescript 6.16.1. Tapescript 6.16.2.
This morning, I got up around 6 o'clock and had a shower. Then I made myself a cup of juice and some rice. After that, I put on my uniform for school. It didn't take long, as I had laid it out last night. Finally, I got ready to leave the house. I picked up my school bag containing the things I had packed the night before. As I was opening the front door, the phone rang. It was Riel. We had arranged to meet this morning to discuss our homework, but she was calling to say she couldn't meet me because her bicycle had a flat tire.
End of Tapescript 6.16.2. Tapescript 6.16.3. Hansel and Gretel were very hungry. They went inside with the old woman. There was a lot of nice food on the table. There were cakes, biscuits, apples, and oranges. "Eat all you can," said the old woman. Then she added, "I like big, strong children." The two children ate and ate. While the children were eating, the ugly old woman sat and watched them. This ugly old woman was a witch, and this witch ate little boys for dinner. When the children had eaten their fill, the witch put Hansel into a cage. She locked the door of the cage. Then she locked the door of the house. She didn't want Gretel to leave the house. She looked at Hansel and said, "You're very thin, little boy. I'm going to feed you lots of delicious food. Then you're going to be fat, and I'm going to eat you for dinner." The witch looked at Gretel. "You're going to do all my housework," she said. Every day the witch said to Gretel, "Give Hansel some more food." Every day for 7 days, Gretel had given Hansel a chicken and chips, cakes and pies. On the 7th day, the witch said, "Give me your arm, Hansel." Hansel knew that the witch couldn't see very well. He didn't give his arm. He gave her a chicken bone he had saved. The witch felt the bone. She was very surprised. "You're very thin. Eat some more." On the 10th day, the witch was very angry. Hansel was still thin, and she was very hungry. "I'm going to eat your brother today," she said to Gretel. "Go and prepare the oven." Gretel went and prepared the oven. She made it very hot. She went to the witch and asked, "Can you come and check the oven?" End of Tapescript 6.16.3. Tapescript 6.16.4. Hansel and Gretel were very hungry. They went inside with the old woman. There was a lot of nice food on the table. There were cakes, biscuits, apples, and oranges. "Eat all you can," said the old woman. Then she added, "I like big, strong children." The two children ate and ate. While the children were eating, the ugly old woman sat and watched them. This ugly old woman was a witch, and this witch ate little boys for dinner. When the children had eaten their fill, the witch put Hansel into a cage. First, she locked the door of the cage. Then, she locked the door of the house. She didn't want Gretel to leave the house. Next, she looked at Hansel and said, "You're very thin, little boy. I'm going to feed you lots of delicious food. Then you're going to be fat, and I'm going to eat you for dinner." After that, the witch looked at Gretel. "You're going to do all my housework," she said. Every day the witch said to Gretel, "Give Hansel some more food." Every day for 7 days, Gretel had given Hansel a chicken and chips, cakes and pies. On the 7th day, the witch said, "Give me your arm, Hansel." Hansel knew that the witch couldn't see very well. He didn't give his arm. He gave her a chicken bone he had saved. The witch felt the bone. She was very surprised. "You're very thin. Eat some more." Finally, on the 10th day, the witch was very angry. Hansel was still thin, and she was very hungry. "I'm going to eat your brother today," she said to Gretel. "Go and prepare the oven." Gretel went and prepared the oven. She made it very hot. Then she went to the witch and asked, "Can you come and check the oven?" End of Tapescript 6.16.4. Tapescript 6.16.5. Once upon a time, a grandmother wanted to make her grandchildren a cookie. She made the cookie like a man. She put the cookie in the oven. After 15 minutes, she opened the oven door. The cookie man ran out of the house. Grandmother and grandfather chased the cookie man. The cookie man ran to the river and met a hungry fox. He rode across the river on the back of the fox. End of Tapescript 6.16.5. Tapescript 6.16.6. "You stupid girl! You can't do anything right," said the witch. The witch went to check the oven, and Gretel was standing behind her. When she had opened the oven door, Gretel pushed her in. Quickly, Gretel shut the oven door. Then she went and unlocked the cage. "Well done, Gretel," said Hansel. "Quick, let's go home." "No," said Gretel. "The witch has some treasure. She also has a map. Follow me. I'll show you." Gretel took Hansel to the witch's bedroom. They found the treasure and the map. "Now we can go home," said Gretel. Hansel and Gretel took a large box of treasure with them. They looked at the map and followed the trail home. The woodcutter was very happy to see his children. He hugged them both. "I looked everywhere for you, but I couldn't find you," he said. "Where's our stepmother?" asked Gretel. "She was very unkind to you. I told her to leave," said the woodcutter. "Hooray!" said Hansel and Gretel, and they danced around the room. They were very happy. Hansel and Gretel told their father about the biscuit house with the chocolate door, and they told him about the ugly old witch. Then they showed him the treasure. The woodcutter and his 2 children were never hungry again, and they lived together very happily. End of Tapescript 6.16.6. Tapescript 6.17.1. Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl. Everyone who saw her liked her, but most of all her grandmother, who did not know what to give the child next. Once she made her a hood of red velvet. The little girl loved the hood so much that she had worn nothing else since receiving it. Since that time, people had called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, having heard that her grandmother had taken ill, Little Red Riding Hood's mother called to her, "Come, Little Red Riding Hood. Here is a piece of cake and a small pot of butter. Take them to your grandmother. She is sick and weak, and they will do her well. Mind your manners and give her my greetings. Behave yourself on the way, and do not leave the path, or you might fall down and break the pot, and then there will be nothing for your sick grandmother." Little Red Riding Hood promised she would obey what her mother had told her and set off on her journey. But Granny lived out in a forest, half an hour's walk from the village. While Little Red Riding Hood was walking in the forest, she met a wolf. But she did not know what a wicked animal he was, and was not afraid of him. "Good day to you, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf. "Thank you, wolf," she said. "Where are you going so early, Little Red Riding Hood?" he asked her. "To my grandmother's house," she replied. He asked her what she was carrying in her basket. To this she replied, "Grandmother is sick and weak, and I am taking her some cake and butter. We baked yesterday, and they should give her strength." Then the wolf asked, "Little Red Riding Hood, just where does your grandmother live?" "Her house is a good quarter hour from here in the forest. under the 3 large trees. There's a row of bushes there. You must know the place, said Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf thought to himself, this nice young girl is a delicious mouthful. She will taste better than the old woman, but I must trick her cleverly so that I can catch both. He walked a while by Little Red Riding Hood's side. Then he said, Little Red Riding Hood, haven't you seen the beautiful flowers that are blossoming in the forest? Why don't you go and take a look? And I don't believe you can hear how beautifully the birds are singing. You are walking along as though you were on your way to school in the village. It is very beautiful in the forest. Little Red Riding Hood opened her eyes and could see the sunlight was coming through the trees and how the ground was covered with beautiful flowers. She thought, if I take a bouquet to grandmother, she will be very pleased. Anyway, it is still early, and I'll be home on time. And she ran off into the forest looking for flowers. When she had picked one, she thought that she could see a more beautiful flower a little way off. Then she would run for that one. All the while she was going further and further into the forest. But the wolf ran straight to the grandmother's house and knocked on the door. Who's there? End of Tapescript 6.17.1. Tapescript 6.17.2.
A. The little girl loved the hood so much that she had worn nothing else since receiving it. B. One day, having heard that her grandmother had taken ill, Little Red Riding Hood's mother called to her. C. Little Red Riding Hood promised she would obey what her mother had told her and set off on her journey. D. While Little Red Riding Hood was walking in the forest, she met a wolf. E. He asked her what she was carrying in her basket. F. He walked a while by Little Red Riding Hood's side. G. Little Red Riding Hood opened her eyes and could see the sunlight was coming through the trees and how the ground was covered with beautiful flowers.
End of Tapescript 6.17.2. Tapescript 6.17.3. It's Little Red Riding Hood. I'm bringing you some cake and butter. Please open the door for me, said the wolf. Just press the latch, Grandmother replied. I'm too weak to get out of bed. The wolf pressed the latch and the door opened. He walked inside and immediately ate her up, for it had been more than 3 days since he had eaten. He then shut the door and put on Grandmother's clothes, pulling her cap down over his face. After that, he got into her bed, closed the curtains, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood to arrive. While the wolf was eating Grandmother, Little Red Riding Hood was running after flowers. When she had gathered so many that she wasn't able to carry any more, she continued on her journey to Grandmother's house. When she arrived, she knocked on the door. In his best grandmother's voice, the wolf called weakly, "Who's there?" "It's your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood. I have brought you some cake and butter for Mother," she said. To this, the wolf had weakly responded, "Just press the latch. I am too weak to get out of bed." As she was walking through the parlor, Little Red Riding Hood felt afraid and thought to herself, "Oh my gosh, how strange I feel today. However, at other times I am so happy to be with my grandmother." Then she had gone over to her grandmother's bed and opened the curtains. Grandmother was lying there with her cap covering her face and looking very strange. "Oh, Grandmother, what big ears you have," she said. "All the better to hear you with," replied the wolf. "Oh, Grandmother, what big eyes you have," she said next. "All the better to see you with, my dear," answered the wolf. "Oh, Grandmother, What big hands and arms you have, Little Red Riding Hood said next. All the better to hug you with, my precious child, lied the wolf. End of Tapescript 6.17.3. Tapescript 6.17.4. Finally, Little Red Riding Hood had said to her grandmother, "Oh, grandmother, what a large mouth you have! All the better to eat you with!" Next, he jumped out of bed on top of Little Red Riding Hood and ate her up. As soon as he had finished this tasty bite, he climbed back into bed, fell asleep, and in minutes was snoring very loudly. A hunter was passing by. He thought it was strange that an old woman was snoring so loudly, so he took a look. He stepped inside the grandmother's house, and in the bed there lay the wolf that he had been hunting for such a long time. "He has eaten the grandmother, but maybe she can still be saved. I won't shoot him," thought the hunter. Instead, he took a knife and cut the wolf's belly open. He had cut only a few slices when he saw the red hood shining through. He cut a little more, and the girl jumped out and cried, "Oh, I was so frightened! It was so dark inside the wolf's body." And then the grandmother came out alive also. Then Little Red Riding Hood grabbed some large heavy stones. They filled the wolf's body with them. When he woke up and tried to run away, the stones were so heavy that he fell down and died. After that, the three of them were happy. The hunter took the wolf's pelt. The grandmother ate the cake that Little Red Riding Hood had brought with butter spread on the top. And Little Red Riding Hood thought to herself, "As long as I live, I will never leave the path and run off into the forest by myself if my mother tells me not to." End of Tapescript 6.17.4. Tapescript 6.18.1. The King and the Poor Boy. In a small village near the edge of the forest, there once lived a buffalo boy who had no mother or father. His uncle, who was the chief cook for the king, pitied the poor boy, so he invited the boy to stay with him in the palace. The grateful boy worked hard to help his uncle. He washed the plates, polished the cups, cleaned the dining room tables, and mopped the floors. At the end of each month, his uncle gave him 6 cents as his wages. Now the king frequently inspected the palace quarters. He had often noticed how hard the boy was working, mopping the floors or polishing the cups, and always cheerfully and in good humor. One day, the king asked the boy, "Do you receive wages for your hard work?" The boy bowed and said, "Yes, I do, Your Majesty. I earn 6 cents every month." Then the king asked, "Do you think you are rich or do you think you are poor?" "Your Majesty," the boy replied, "I think that I am as rich as a king." The king was taken by surprise. "Why is this poor boy talking such nonsense?" he thought to himself. Once more, the king spoke to the boy. "I am a king, and I have all the power and riches of this country. You earn only 6 cents a month. Why do you say you are as rich as I am?" The boy laid down his broom and slowly replied to the king, "Your Majesty, I may receive only 6 cents each month, but I eat from one plate and you also eat from one plate. I sleep for one night and you also sleep for one night. We eat and sleep the same. There is no difference. Now, Your Majesty, do you understand why I say that I am as rich as a king?" The king understood and was satisfied. Moral: in the most important things of life, all men and women are equal brothers and sisters. End of Tapescript 6.18.1. Tapescript 6.18.2.
Last Saturday, I was sitting at home when my friend called and asked me if I wanted to go to the shopping mall. We went shopping for clothes in the department store. While I was waiting to pay, A man stole my purse. The security guard was watching on the security camera and saw everything. The man was arrested as he was leaving the store.
End of tape script 6.18.2. Tape script 7.19.1.
Mr. Pirret and Miss Mom will be back at 2 p.m. and we still have so much to do. While your father and I are washing the dishes from the morning's wedding breakfast, I need you to go to the market and to the store and buy a few more things.
Okay, Mom. What do you need?
I need 2 kilos of beef. Buy it from the butcher.
Which butcher?
Buy it from the butcher who wears the black hat. He has a son who goes to your school. His wife is the woman who won the lottery. He also has a sister who has very short hair.
Oh, of course. I know that butcher.
Don't forget to buy 10 packets of toothpicks. Go to the store where the old lady works behind the counter.
2 old ladies own stores in town. Which old lady, Mom?
The old lady who wears sunglasses. She is really nice. The old lady who doesn't wear sunglasses is horrible.
Anything else?
Buy 72 cans of soda from the market and 6 boxes of tissues. The woman that owns the store with the yellow umbrella will give you the best price. Don't go to the woman who owns the store with the purple umbrella. Hot soda is too expensive.
Anything else?
Yes, I need a jar of pickles. Buy the pickles from the man that has 1 leg. Do you know him?
Yes, of course I do. Is there anything else?
Yes, go to the florist and buy 10 bunches of flowers. Buy the same flowers as we bought last week. If you are unsure, speak to the woman that works there. She will remember.
Which woman, Mom?
The woman that drives the big motorbike. She is the woman who married a foreigner last year.
Oh, yes, I know her.
Here's the money to pay for a remote. Ask the driver who owns the old remote with the blue teddy bear on the roof to take you. He is very quick.
Okay, Mom. Bye.
End of tape script 7.19.1. Tape script 7.19.2.
That was the best wedding I've ever been to.
Me too. Mrs. Mom looked beautiful and Mr. Pirret was so handsome.
They received so many envelopes with money inside. What do you think they will buy?
I know. Mrs. Mom wants to buy a new rice cooker. She's using the rice cooker that my mother gave her when she first arrived at our school. I wonder where she can buy a good rice cooker.
She can buy a new rice cooker from the store which is opposite the park. I remember she also said she wanted some new towels that are the same color as her bathroom. She can buy them from the shop which is next to the gas station.
Maybe they will buy a new motorbike. Mr. Pirret drives a motorbike which is 20 years old. There it is. It's the motorbike which is under the tree. The motorbike that Mrs. Mom drives is over there. It's the motorbike that has a red seat. It's also very old. Where would be the best place for them to buy a motorbike?
A new motorbike would be a good idea. They can buy a motorbike from the garage that gives a 10% discount. I think they should also buy a new television. We bought a television which my uncle recommended. It's great. They could buy the same one.
Hey, maybe they will buy the dog that my neighbor is selling. It's the dog which is always barking. They can take it for walks in the morning.
I don't think they'll buy that dog. It's so loud. Well, whatever they buy, I'm sure they'll be very happy.
End of tape script 7.19.2. Tape script 7.19.3.
1. She can buy a new rice cooker from the store which is opposite the park. 2. She wanted some new towels that are the same color as her bathroom. 3. It's the motorbike that has a red seat. 4. We bought a television which my uncle recommended. 5. Maybe they will buy the dog that my neighbor is selling. 6. It's the dog which is always barking.
End of tape script 7.19.3. Tape script 7.19.4.
Who is the man that is standing next to the yellow motorbike?
He is the man who hired the tent to Mr. Pirret. He will start taking it down soon. So we should begin by cleaning the inside of the restaurant first and then clean outside after he has gone. Agreed?
Yes, agreed. What do we need?
Well, we need a mop and bucket to clean the floor. You can buy them from the new store in town.
Which new store?
The new store that has a huge blue and yellow sign. The man who used to sharpen knives works there. We also need 2 brooms, which you can buy from the same place.
Yes, I know that store. Anything else?
Buy 5 liters of floor cleaner. Buy the floor cleaner that smells like lemons. Please don't buy the purple floor cleaner which smells like flowers. I don't like it.
We also need lots of plastic bags and glass cleaner.
Yes, we do. But don't buy them from the same store. You can buy the glass cleaner from the woman who is a cook at our school. She has a market stall, which is in a small market near the bus station. She has a sister who also works there.
Yes, I know her. Who's going to clean the toilets?
I'll do that. I will need a pair of rubber gloves to protect my hands. Buy the rubber gloves that are in the yellow and blue packet. They are very strong. And I need a sponge to clean around the hand basin.
Anything else?
We can use the dustpan which is in the cupboard to sweep up outside. So you don't need to buy one. And don't forget to bargain with the sellers in the market. Buy from the person who gives you the best price.
Okay, I'll go straight away. Where's my bicycle? It's the bicycle that I ride to school every day.
There it is. It's next to my bike.
Oh, yes. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
End of tape script 7.19.4. Tape script 7.20.1.
I'm not sure what we need. Can you remember what we have in the cupboards at home, Hieng?
Sorry, Mom. I forgot. I know we don't have any fruit. Should we buy some apples?
Yes, that's a good idea. We don't have many oranges at home, so we should also buy some oranges. Oh, and we don't have much orange juice, so buy some orange juice for your father. Do we need any milk? How much milk do we have?
We don't have much milk in the fridge.
Okay, buy some milk, but don't buy too much milk because it's heavy. What about coffee? Is there any coffee in the coffee jar?
No, Mom. There isn't any coffee in the jar. Should we buy some?
Yes, buy some coffee. Oh, do we need any potatoes?
I think so, Mom. We don't have many potatoes at home.
These tomatoes look really fresh. How many tomatoes do we have at home, Hieng?
We don't have any tomatoes. So we need to buy some. Do we have any onions?
Oh, I forget. I'm not sure how many onions we have. I don't need any now. I can buy onions tomorrow.
Do we need any meat, Mom?
Oh yes, of course. I nearly forgot. Can you remember how much meat there is in the fridge?
There isn't much meat in the fridge. I think there is some pork, but there isn't any beef or chicken.
Okay, we should buy some beef, but don't buy any chicken. I don't need much chicken until the weekend. I will buy fresh chicken on Friday.
I think that's all we need, Mom.
Yes, let's buy what we need now. If you've forgotten anything, I will come back tomorrow.
Okay, Mom.
End of tape script 7.20.1. Tapescript 7.20.2.
Miss Akina, the Japanese health worker, is coming to the dinner tonight, and I want to cook something special for her. I'm going to cook Japanese chicken with the cashew nuts. I have the recipe here. I will read out the ingredients and you can check to see if we have them.
Okay, Mom.
First, we need some chicken. Do we have any chicken in the fridge?
No, Mom. There isn't any.
Okay, we need to buy a chicken. We also need some flour. Do we have any flour?
There's some in the jar, but not much.
I only need a little, but I think we should buy some flour. And we need a few spring onions.
That's okay because we have some in the fridge.
Oh, they aren't very good. Buy a few fresh spring onions. I only want to use fresh ingredients. We also need some chilies. Do we have any chilies?
No, Mom. We haven't got any chilies. How many chilies do you need?
Just a few, 3 or 4. I also need some cashew nuts. How much do cashew nuts cost?
Oh, they are expensive. How many do you need, Mom?
I don't need a lot, just a few. We should buy a small packet of the cashew nuts. And we need some soy sauce.
Oh, we only have a little soy sauce in the cupboard. We should buy a bottle. Anything else?
We need a little sugar.
No problem, Mom. We have lots of sugar. Look, there's a kilo packet here in the cupboard.
Oh, that's good. And finally, we need a red pepper. You should buy a few because they aren't expensive. Oh, and don't forget to write down the cost of each item.
Okay, Mom. I'll get my shopping basket and meet you outside.
Good girl.
End of Tapescript 7.20.2. Tapescript 7.20.3.
A. Flour. B. Spring onions. C. Chilies. D. Cashew nuts. E. Red peppers.
End of Tapescript 7.20.3. Tapescript 7.20.4.
This soup is delicious.
I'm glad you like it. It's the first time I ever cooked Japanese food and it took me a little time to get it right. Would you like more?
Just a little, thanks. Thanks. It's lovely. Did you put any salt in it?
Yes, I did. Just a little salt and a few peppers. Do you think there is too much salt?
Oh no, it's perfect. My mother always adds a little salt. I think it makes it taste a lot better.
The recipe said I should also add 6 more onions, but I thought that was too many, so I only added 1.
No, you don't need to add many onions. 1 is enough.
Is there any chicken left, Mom?
Yes, of course. I cooked a lot of chicken because I know how much you like it. How much chicken would you like, Hyung?
Just a little, please.
Is the chicken too spicy, Akina? I only added a few chilies, so it should be okay.
It's great. Just like we have in Japan. The cashew nuts taste wonderful. How many cashew nuts did you use?
Not too many, just a few. Would you like anything else? There is some fresh fruit here, and we have some ice cream in the fridge.
I've eaten too much already. Okay, I'll have a little ice cream, thanks.
Hyung, would you mind getting the ice cream? There are also some strawberries in the fridge. Bring those too.
Okay, Mom.
You're very kind.
Oh, it's no problem. It's nice to be able to welcome you to our home.
End of Tapescript 7.20.4. Tapescript 7.21.1.
Hi, Vati. I'm going to the shops because I need to buy some new clothes. Do you want to come along?
That would be great. What do you need to buy?
I've outgrown a lot of my clothes, so I need to buy a lot of stuff.
Like what?
I have plenty of skirts and jackets, but they are all too small, so I need to buy a couple of jackets and a few skirts.
Okay, what else do you need?
I have outgrown my only pair of black trousers, and all of my shirts are extra small, and I'm a medium now.
Wow, you've grown a lot. Do you need anything else?
I have some white socks and a few pairs of blue socks, but they're all too small for me now. I also need a couple of pairs of shorts as I've outgrown the ones I have.
You're going to need plenty of money here. Is that all you need?
No, I have some t-shirts, but they're all extra large and they're too big for me. And I have only one pair of jeans that fit me, as all the rest are too small. Do you need to buy anything with tea?
I promised my grandfather I'd buy him a new pair of pajamas. The ones he has are extra large and much too big for him. I've also outgrown my trainers, so I want a new pair.
Okay, let's go to town.
Okay.
End of tape script 7.21.1. Tape script 7.21.2.
A. Shirt. B. Jeans. C. Pajamas. D. Socks. E. Skirt. F. Trainers. G. Shorts. H. T-shirt. I. Jacket. J. Trousers.
End of tape script 7.21.2. Tape script 7.21.3.
A. I've outgrown a lot of my clothes. B. I have plenty of skirts and jackets. C. I have outgrown my only pair of black trousers. D. I have some white socks and a few pairs of blue socks. E. I also need a couple of pairs of shorts.
End of tape script 7.21.3. Tape script 7.21.4.
He breeds fish for fighting, and he sells them for money. He has a lot of different colored fish. He has a few yellow fish, and he sells them for around 5,000 reals. The red fish are his best fighters, but he has only one. They sell very quickly and cost 15,000 reals. If you look closely, you will see that he has a couple of green fish. They are very small and they are not for sale yet. He makes sure that he has plenty of black fish because they are very popular. They cost 8,000 reals and they are very good fighters. He also has a couple of big purple fish. These are his favorite fighting fish, and he fights them after school and on weekends. He has only one orange fish, which he will never sell. It was a gift from his grandfather, and he loves it a lot.
End of tape script 7.21.4. Tape script 7.21.5.
1. Dress. 2. Belt. 3. Jacket. 4. Shirt. 5. Boots. 6. Skirt. 7. Shorts. 8. Hat. 9. Socks. 10. Gloves. 11. Shoes. 12. Jeans.
End of tape script 7.21.5. Tape script 7.21.6.
1. Akina finds a few small bells. 2. Akina finds a couple of pairs of medium-sized boots. 3. Naoko finds a lot of extra small dresses. 4. Naoko finds a couple of pairs of extra large sized boots. 5. Akina finds a lot of large jeans. 6. Naoko finds a few pairs of medium-sized shoes.
End of tape script 7.21.6. Tape script 8.22.1.
Hi Vati, are you and your family going to your home village for Chumban?
Hi Hieng. No, when I was younger, we used to go for a whole week. Now, we work at the restaurant the entire holiday.
Yeah, us too. I used to look forward to going and seeing my cousins. Now we only go for one day to attend the Chumban ceremony.
I know. I used to have my grandmother make nom an som and nom kom. It was great fun. Now we are very busy at the restaurant, especially on Chumban Day. We only have time to go to the early morning ceremony. Before my parents owned the Chinese restaurant, they used to do catering for parties, and we had time to go to 2 or 3 pagodas. Now my mom works late into the night making nom an som for customers, and she is very tired when she finishes. But we go in the early morning and make an offering. Did you used to visit other pagodas?
Yes, it was something my grandmother insisted that we do. She complains about how the celebration is changing. She says when she was young, families didn't used to work during the holiday because businesses would close. Now she says people have to make a choice between pleasing their bosses and pleasing their ancestors.
End of tape script 8.22.1. Tape script 8.22.2.
A. Perom used to watch lots of movies. She reads novels now. B. We used to go to Siem Reap for holiday. We don't go there anymore. We prefer Cape now. C. Thierry and I used to play volleyball. He still plays sometimes, but I don't play anymore. D. Akra used to weigh a lot. He doesn't anymore. He lost a lot of weight. E. I used to play the guitar. I saw it a year ago and bought a saxophone.
End of tape script 8.22.2. Tape script 8.22.3.
Chumban is a holiday in Cambodia which is celebrated to remember our deceased ancestors. The Chumban festival is on the 15th day of the 10th month in the Khmer calendar. When I was a younger man, I didn't used to celebrate it as much as I do now. When I was a child, I used to be lazy and like sleeping late. During Chumban, my family would go to the early morning ceremony at the pagoda to throw sticky rice ball, offering for the evil spirits, and I used to stay in bed to sleep. After high school, I moved to Bosat province. My wife and I used to travel back to my home village in Svay Rieng for Chumban every year. Now I don't like to travel such a long way for such a short time. My family and I now stay home during the holiday. We didn't used to visit the local pagodas because we would travel to Svay Rieng instead. Then, for many years, we didn't make any offerings to our ancestors because they were so far away. A few years ago, my wife took me to a kanban at a local pagoda and I enjoyed myself. I really liked the head monk. As a young man, I didn't used to take the ceremony seriously. I used to pretend I was interested. Now I am interested because I really like a new tradition he has started among his local community. He said that people used to throw rice balls and it made the pagoda compound dirty. He also said that younger people used to play around, not being serious about the ceremony. He decided to only have the rice thrown into a basket, which was then blessed by monks. Then a small bit of rice is thrown on the ground as an offering to be received by the spirits. They offer the rest of the rice to the poor families in the community. By offering the rice to the poor, people are earning more merit by helping those who are not as well off. I didn't used to participate in my community much. Now I sponsor a kanban each year and feel very happy when I do it.
End of Tapescript 8.22.3. Tapescript 8.22.4.
A. Did you used to be afraid of the dark? B. I used to be afraid of the dark. C. I didn't used to be afraid of the dark.
End of Tapescript 8.22.4. Tapescript 8.22.5.
1. I used to love exercising in the evening, but now I'm too tired. 2. I used to sit in my grandmother's kitchen and watch her cook. 3. I used to be quite fat. Then I went on a diet and lost 10 kilos. 4. Makra used to be one of the rowdiest boys in the class, but he's much better now. 5. We didn't used to have a dog when I was younger. 6. Did you used to spend your holidays in Kampong Saum?
End of Tapescript 8.22.5. Tapescript 8.23.1.
Hi Irony, what are you reading?
I'm reading about Cambodia's Independence Day. Did you know Cambodia used to be a protectorate of France? My book says many French people used to live here.
Yes, the history of Cambodia's independence from France is learned by all students in primary school. The country was ruled by France for 90 years. Independence was gained in 1953.
Oh, that's why Independence Day is celebrated on November 9th.
Correct. Every year in Phnom Penh, a ceremony is performed at Independence Monument to commemorate our freedom. The ceremonial flame is lit by the king to start our national celebration.
I saw that once. I was flying to the river and the area was crowded with a lot of school children. They were holding photographs of the King Father. I remember the streets and the buildings were decorated with the national flag.
A big parade is held in front of the royal palace after that. White pigeons and balloons are released to symbolize our freedom. At night, fireworks are set off for the people too.
That's what those noises were. I was frightened when the loud booms and bright lights started flashing. I flew far away and hid in a tree for the rest of the night.
End of Tapescript 8.23.1. Tapescript 8.23.2.
A. An agreement was signed by King Norodom in 1863 with France to create a protectorate over the kingdom. B. Cambodia was included in the Indo-Chinese Union in 1887. C. Cambodia was given self-rule in 1946. D. Prince Norodom Sihanouk was chosen as king on 9 November 1953. E. Cambodia was called the Kingdom of Cambodia from 1953 to 1970. F. King Father Norodom Sihanouk is thought of as the father of Cambodian independence.
End of tape script 8.23.2. Tape script 8.24.1.
Hey Hyung, I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been?
I went to the water festival celebration in Phnom Penh. My uncle is a member of his village's boat racing team. They earned the chance to represent their village in Phnom Penh because they had won their local boat race.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did.
Had you ever gone to the water festival before?
No, I hadn't ever gone to the festival in Phnom Penh. I have been to the water festival in Siem Reap several times. There were so many people that had come to celebrate with their team that some people were saying the city's population had increased to 2 times its size. It was difficult to move along the riverside.
Did your uncle's team race well?
At the start of the boat races, his team had been the team to beat. By the end of the second day, they were in the 3rd place. Then something happened that had given them the motivation to race harder in the finals. Before they started rowing back up the river, the king had stood up and had clapped for them. They decided that they were going to be winners no matter what happened the next day.
Did they win?
No, they didn't. They lost to the team that had beaten them in the race trials the day before. They were very excited that they had won 2nd place though.
End of tape script 8.24.1. Tape script 8.24.2.
1. They earned the chance to represent their village in Phnom Penh because they had won their local boat race. 2. Some people were saying the city's population had increased to 2 times its size. 3. At the start of the boat races, his team had been the team to beat. 4. The king had stood up and had clapped for them. 5. They lost to the team that had beaten them in the race trials the day before.
End of tape script 8.24.2. Tape script 8.24.3.
1. By yesterday at 1 p.m., he had been to the market, the cinema and the park to play football. 2. I hadn't drunk a glass of water until 10 a.m. this morning. 3. Sampho had bought a new skirt for the party. 4. Makara hadn't started his homework until 10 p.m. 5. Wana had lost his motorbike key and had to walk to school. 6. Before Nimol went to school, she had eaten breakfast.
End of tape script 8.24.3. Tape script 9.25.1.
A. Water bottles. B. Environment. C. Air pollution. D. Trash. E. Governor. F. Electrical appliances. G. Pollution. H. Taps.
End of tape script 9.25.1. Tape script 9.25.2.
A. he would make a lot of changes in our town to help with pollution and the environment. B. He would instruct everyone to turn off their taps while brushing their teeth. C. He would tell everyone to reuse their water bottles every day. D. He would make it law that everyone must use bicycles in town. E. He would encourage everyone to switch off lights and electrical appliances whenever they left a room.
End of tape script 9.25.2. Tape script 9.25.3.
1. If I were district governor, I would make a lot of changes to stop pollution destroying our environment. 2. If I were in charge, I would make everyone use cloth bags. 3. If I were in control of the town, I would create new parks. 4. If I were given the job, I would ban the chemicals used by farmers. 5. If I were elected, I would ban cars and motorbikes.
End of tape script 9.25.3. Tape script 9.25.4.
A. If you were elected, what would you do about taxes? B. If you were voted in, how would you deal with spending? C. If you were given the job, how would you improve education? D. If you were placed in charge, what would you do about health? E. If the government gave you the job, how would you create more jobs? F. If you received enough votes, what new laws would you introduce?
End of tape script 9.25.4. Tape script 9.25.5.
A. If I were elected, I would raise taxes to help the poor. B. If I were voted in, I would spend more money on saving the environment. C. If I were given the job, I would build more schools and provide training for teachers. D. If I were placed in charge, I would build free hospitals for the poor. E. If the government gave me the job, I would make sure that everyone had a good job. F. If I received enough votes, I would make it illegal to cut down trees.
End of tape script 9.25.5. Tape script 9.26.1.
Wow, look at all the dead fish. How did that happen?
The farmers could be to blame, Vuti. If farmers use too much fertilizer on their fields, it will pollute the water and kill the fish.
We need to stop this or a lot of people will go hungry. If the farmers stopped using fertilizer, the water would be cleaner.
Yes, I agree. If they use manure instead, the lakes and rivers will be cleaner.
It could also be the chemicals released by the smokestacks in town. If they release chemicals into the air, they will pollute the rain.
That's correct, Hieng. If the world governments enforced anti-pollution laws on the businesses, the water would be a lot cleaner.
I agree with you both. If the smokestacks pollute the rain, when it rains, it will poison the rivers and lakes. And if big businesses stopped polluting the air, rivers and lakes wouldn't be as dirty as they are today.
It could have something to do with that big pipe and dirty water. Let's put it into the lake.
Wow, I didn't see that. That looks like raw sewage.
If raw sewage is pumped into the lakes, it will eventually kill all of the fish. If anyone swims in this water, they will run the risk of catching a lot of diseases.
There needs to be more treatment plants. If the government invested more money in treatment plants, raw sewage wouldn't be pumped into our lakes. If we had more treatment plants, the water would be a lot cleaner.
If the water here was cleaner, we would be able to go swimming. Let's find somewhere else to swim though, because it smells really bad. And if it killed the fish, what could it do to us?
Good idea.
Okay.
Let's go!
End of tape script 9.26.1. Tape script 9.26.2. 1. If farmers use too much fertilizer on their fields, it will pollute the water and kill the fish. 2. If they use manure instead, the lakes and rivers will be cleaner. 3. If they release chemicals into the air, they will pollute the rain. 4. If the smokestacks pollute the rain, when it rains, it will poison the rivers and lakes. 5. If raw sewage is pumped into lakes, it will eventually kill all of the fish. 6. If anyone swims in this water, they will run the risk of catching a lot of diseases. End of tape script 9.26.2. Tape script 9.26.3. 1. If the farmers stopped using fertilizer, the water would be cleaner. 2. If the world's governments enforced anti-pollution laws on businesses, the water would be a lot cleaner. 3. If big businesses stopped polluting the air, rivers and lakes wouldn't be as polluted as they are today. 4. If the government invested more money in treatment plants, raw sewage wouldn't be pumped into our lakes. 5. If we had more treatment plants, the water would be a lot cleaner. 6. If the water here was cleaner, we would be able to go swimming. End of tape script 9.26.3. Tape script 9.26.4.
1. If I flew to the lake where he lived, we would meet and fall in love. 2. If we met and fell in love, we would be married in the church near the lake. 3. If we were married in the church near the lake, all of our family and friends would attend. 4. If all of our family and friends attended the weddings, we would have a fantastic time. 5. If we were married, we would have lots of children. 6. If we had lots of children, we would need a very big home. 7. If we had a very big home, our families would visit on weekends. 8. If our families visited on weekends, they would take care of the children while we went on dates together.
End of tape script 9.26.4. Tape script 9.27.1.
A. If we lose too many trees, the wildlife in the area will die. B. If we continue to cut them down, it will affect the water we drink and the air we breathe. C. If we allow deforestation to continue, it will also affect the food we eat. D. Scientists say that if deforestation continues, the world's climate will change. E. They also claim that if we don't tackle the problem, floods will become more common and animals will die.
End of Tapescript 9.27.1. Tapescript 9.27.2.
A. If we used less paper, fewer trees would be cut for paper making. B. If we reduce our paper use by using both sides of the paper when we wrote a letter, we would use a lot less paper and save a lot of trees. C. If we reused old paper, we would also save the trees and wildlife in the forest. D. If we recycled all of our used paper products instead of throwing them away, we would also protect the forest and our environment. E. If deforestation continued at today's rate, the world's climate would change, natural disasters would become more common, and a lot of wildlife would die.
End of Tapescript 9.27.2. Tapescript 9.27.3.
1. If you trip on a flight of stairs, you will have triplets. 2. If your eyebrows grow together, you will be very rich. 3. If your nose itches, you will kiss a fool. 4. If your cat licks its tail, it will rain. 5. If your ears burn, someone is talking about you. 6. If you sleep on your dog's pillow, you will dream its dreams.
End of Tapescript 9.27.3. Tapescript 9.27.4. 1. The Cardamom Mountains forest plays an important role in the global climate. It keeps a lot of carbon within the forest. If we destroy the forest, the carbon will go into the air and add to global warming. 2. It is also a key part of the water cycle. A lot of water goes into the sky from trees. If we lose the forest, we will lose its ability to store water. 3. The forest protects soil from erosion. Trees shelter the soil from wind and rain, and tree roots stop soil from moving. If we cut down the forest and the soil erodes, it will reduce the ability of the soil to store water and nutrients. 4. The forest also takes lots of water, which helps stop flooding. If we cut down too many trees, rainwater will flood villages and other land in the area. 5. The forest is also a habitat for more than half of Cambodia's wildlife. It is the richest habitat in the country. If the animals lose this environment, they will eventually die out. 6. Forests provide food, shelter, medicine, and materials for making clothes, baskets, and other useful things. If the forest is lost, we will lose all of the resources it provides. End of Tapescript 9.27.4. Tapescript 9.27.5. 1. If we destroy the forest, the carbon will go into the air and add to global warming. 2. If we lose the forest, we will lose its ability to store water. 3. If we cut down the forest and the soil erodes, it will reduce the ability of the soil to store water and nutrients. 4. If we cut down too many trees, Rainwater will flood villages and other land in the area. 5. If the animals lose this environment, they will eventually die out. 6. If the forest is lost, we will lose all of the resources it provides. End of Tapescript 9.27.5. Tapescript 10.28.1.
Hey here, would you like to go to see an Riel with me and my family for Khmer New Year? We are hanging out on the beach for 5 whole days. We are planning to go snorkeling, kayaking, and swimming every day, and my dad is barbecuing seafood and fish on the beach every night that we are there.
Wow, that sounds great. But I can't. My family is traveling for my New Year's also.
Where are you going?
We are meeting an old family friend in Vietnam. Are you and your family driving to Sihanouk Riel, or are you riding a bus?
We are driving. My dad says it's a long distance, but the time we are safe driving is more time we are spending on the beach. Where are you visiting while we are in Vietnam?
We are taking a taxi to the Moc Bai border crossing in Soi Rieng on Saturday. This will be my first time traveling outside of Cambodia. My passport is brand new. Our friend is meeting us in Ho Chi Minh City in the afternoon. Then, Sunday morning, we are boarding a train and taking it north to Da Nang. We are spending 5 days there and we are doing several short sightseeing trips. I'm looking forward to seeing the historic city of Hoi An.
End of Tapescript 10.28.1. Tapescript 10.28.2.
1. We are planning to go snorkeling, kayaking, and swimming every day. 2. My family is traveling for Khmer New Year also. 3. We are meeting an old family friend in Vietnam. 4. Where are you visiting in Vietnam? 5. Our friend is meeting us in Ho Chi Minh City in the afternoon. 6. Then Sunday morning, we are boarding a train and taking it north to Da Nang.
End of Tapescript 10.28.2. Tapescript 10.28.3.
Are you reserving a sleeper car or a seat?
A sleeper car, of course. I'm not sitting upright on a hard seat for 17.5 hours. I have to be able to lie down and take a nap.
Where else are you going sightseeing?
We will visit the ruins of my son on Tuesday morning. They have stone statues that are similar to the Apsaras of Angkor Wat. On Wednesday, we are hiking through the Marble Mountains. There are many tunnels and caves to explore, including a 400-year-old female Buddha. After our hike, we are having a party on China Beach and watching the sunset. Then, Thursday, we are touring Hoi An, and I can't wait. Early in the morning, we are going to the Japanese Covered Bridge. The light is said to be best for taking photos of the buildings in the morning around Hoi An. So, after crossing the Covered Bridge, I am spending the rest of the morning taking photos of the several styles that the buildings have been built in. Finally, on Friday, my mother and I are learning how to cook Vietnamese food. After my New Year, I will cook the food I learned to make for you.
Wow, you are doing a lot. I look forward to tasting your new dishes.
End of Tapescript 10.28.3. Tapescript 10.28.4.
On the train ride back, my dad told me he had a surprise for me. Of course, the first question I asked him was, "Where are we going?" "I'll let you know later," he said, smiling and winking at my mom. The entire ride, I was asking him questions. What are we doing? How long is it going to take? Are we eating soon? All my dad had said among all those questions was, in time, in time. When we reached the station at Nha Trang, my dad said, we are getting off here to have a snack. Also, we are continuing our journey by bus later today. By bus? Why are we riding a bus? Where are we going? What are we doing? I asked him. He smiled again and looked at my mom and then said, okay, we are taking a detour. We are accompanying Mr. Yamata to Dalat. He is working as a nature photographer and is shooting photos for a story there. He has asked us to join him. When I heard what we were preparing to do, my head started filling with all types of other questions. Which magazine are you working for? What type of camera lens are you using? What are you taking photos of? For the full 3-hour bus ride up the mountain to Dalat, Mr. Yamata sat next to me and answered every question I had asked him.
Tapescript 10.28.5.
Next Wednesday, I'm taking a trip to explore the Mekong Delta in Vietnam. I will leave my home early in the morning and take a bus to Phnom Penh. In Phnom Penh, I am catching a boat and cruising down the Basat River to Chau Doc. My cousin Chuan lives in Vietnam and I'm meeting him in Can Tho on Friday. My exploration begins in Chau Doc. Thursday morning, I am taking a boat to visit a fish farm. I will spend some time learning about how they live on floating houses. Then, I am visiting a Cham minority village to see their traditional weaving workshop. After lunch, I will take a bus to Can Tho. In Can Tho, I am staying with a local Khmer Kram family and experiencing Vietnamese small village life in Pong Dien village. Early Friday morning, my cousin Chuan is arriving from his village in Sok Trang. The first place we are visiting is Pitu Kosa Yangsai Pagoda. It is said to be the most beautiful Khmer pagoda in the Mekong Delta. At 5 p.m., we are boarding a bus and traveling to Mai Tho. Then, early Saturday morning, we are riding bicycles from Mai Tho to Ban Tra. We want to spend a relaxing morning cycling around the town and are planning to rent a paddle boat to explore the small side canals along the delta. We are also taking a tour of a coconut candy factory before cycling back to Mai Tho. On the way back to Mai Tho, we are stopping at a bee farm. Finally, on Sunday morning, my cousin is going home and I am returning to Cambodia by bus. I am looking forward to my trip. I haven't seen my cousin for a couple of years and it will be good to see him again. Also, it is my first trip traveling by myself and I am a little nervous.
Tapescript 10.29.1.
Mrs. Mom wants us to discuss where we would like to travel in Thailand during our school break.
I would love to visit Thailand. There is a festival in northeastern Thailand I've always wanted to attend called the Soren Elephant Roundup. It would be awesome to see 300 elephants together in one place.
That's a long time to travel.
Not really. All I would need to do is take a bus to Osmach and cross at the border. In Thailand, I can get where I want to go by bus, train or taxi.
I hate to ride buses. I plan to fly. It's easier and not very expensive.
Where do you want to go?
Bangkok, of course. I want to see the Grand Palace and naturally to shop in the designer malls.
Oh, how boring. I don't want to spend my trip walking from one store to another. Where do you wish to visit, Bisset?
I like to explore historic areas, so I want to see central Thailand. I think I would like to take a bicycle tour of the ruins in Ayutthaya.
End of Tapescript 10.29.1. Tapescript 10.29.2.
I think sightseeing in Bangkok would be wonderful. There are so many things to see and do. I love to ride trains, so I'm going to catch a train from the airport and ride it into Bangkok. It's a lot cheaper and quicker than a taxi ride. My first day in Bangkok, I plan to shop. I aim to walk and look through all of the 4,000 shops along Sukhumvit Mall Maintenance Mall. I intend to spend the rest of my time roaming around to various strange and interesting places to take photos. To start, I really want to see the Grand Palace and the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. It is a very spiritual place for Buddhists to make a trip to worship. Next, I want to visit Wat Parivat, better known as David Beckham Temple. It's a really interesting temple and has a Garuda meant to look like David Beckham. I just have to get a photo of it. Other places that I'm dying to see in Bangkok are Erawan Museum, Snow Town, and Art in Paradise.
End of Tapescript 10.29.2. Tapescript 10.29.3.
I recently returned from traveling in central Thailand. My dad and I went to several temples in Ayutthaya and Lopburi. Early on our first day in Ayutthaya, it started raining. After watching the rain for about half an hour, my dad said, "I feel like going for a bicycle ride. Want to come?" I enjoy learning about ancient culture, and I didn't want to miss a great adventure with my dad. I said, "Sure." My dad is the type of person who doesn't mind getting wet, so we rented a couple of bicycles and set off pedaling in the rain. By the time we reached the third temple, the sun had started shining. My dad took out his camera and began snapping pictures of the temple complexes. He is a very artistic person. Every once in a while he'd yelled, "Stop moving and give me your best smile." Then, with a click, we'd continue riding. We visited many temples that day, but my favorite was Wat Mahathat. There is a large Buddha head resting in the roots of a banyan tree. In another part of the complex are rows of headless Buddha statues. Standing and staring at the statues, I couldn't help wondering what had happened to them. Biking through Ayutthaya enabled us to see many odd little things we would have missed traveling in a car or a mop. Cycling through town, we saw elephants walking around, colorfully decorated vehicles, and lots of crazy statues of chickens.
End of Tapescript 10.29.3. Tapescript 10.29.4.
I was so excited. My parents had promised to give me a holiday as a present for all my hard work at school this year. I was so looking forward to going to Thailand. I really wanted to visit the northeastern part of the country. There were so many things I was interested in seeing: the Soren elephant roundup and a few temples from the Angkorian era. I really liked exploring. The problems then started. First, there was the passport concern. I am sure I remember sending the application off. I am certain I was on my way home from school and I remembered to stop at a travel agent's office and send it. Or did I? Did I stop walking and give it to the travel agent or not? I appear to have problems with my memory. Next, there was the bus ticket. My parents preferred to travel by minivan, but I wanted to have some room. I deserved to ride on a proper bus after all my hard work at school. Surely, it seemed to be the case that they were coming around to my way of thinking, but then they started to encourage me to look for cheaper forms of transport again.
Finally, they refused to pay for the expensive bus, so I had to tolerate a share minivan again. The final matter was that I planned on meeting up with some school friends while there. My parents advised me to avoid two of my chosen friends as they were bad influences. They would not even consider allowing me to meet up with these two, not to mention stay with them for a few nights. Unbelievable. My parents are so strict. The final result is that I have no passport. A 15-person minivan booked to somewhere within the area of Osmach with a guest house booked in the middle of nowhere where the doors close at 8 p.m. So, I couldn't even go out if I wanted to. Looks like I have a trip to Sihanoukville to look forward to. Great present for working hard.
End of tape script 10.29.4. Tape script 10.30.1.
Hey Bisette, I'm going to travel through Laos during school break. Would you like to come along?
I don't know. How long are you going to be in Laos?
I'm going to be there for 15 days.
How are you going to travel around?
I'm going to ride my bicycle.
Your bike? That's crazy. What will you do if you can't make it?
No worries. The most I'm going to bike is 80 kilometers each day. I will take a break when I get tired.
What will you do if you have a flat tire?
No problem. I'm going to be carrying a patch kit and a few tools. I will be able to do most of the small repairs on my own.
Let me think about it, and I'll let you know later.
Okay. I'll come over to your house tonight, and I'll tell you more about my plans.
Okay. See you tonight.
End of tape script 10.30.1. Tape script 10.30.2.
Okay, tell me about your trip plans. How are you going to get to Laos on your bicycle? I looked at a map and it's over 300 kilometers from here to the border.
I know. I'm taking a bus through Stung Trying to the border. I'm starting my ride at the border. I'm going to ride a large loop called the Southern Swing.
How much money are you going to budget for your trip?
I am going to budget about 80,000 Riels a day, but I don't think I will spend that much each day. Guest house rooms only cost around 8,000 Riels. If you come, we can share the cost of the room. I'm budgeting a little more. If I have a big problem, then I will have money to pay for it.
What about a visa? Will you have to go to the embassy in Phnom Penh?
No, I won't need a visa. As citizens of an ASEAN country, we can travel without a visa in other ASEAN countries for up to 30 days.
How far will you bike each day?
My entire route I map out is 600 kilometers. I am only going to ride 60 to 80 kilometers a day. I'm also going to take rest and exploration days. Will you come with me? I think it is going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, I'll do it, but I think it will be really difficult.
End of tape script 10.30.2. Tape script 10.30.3.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
Vati, how are you? Is your bicycle journey going well? Where are you?
I'm doing great. Yes, the journey is going well. We are in Pak Song.
How far have you and Pisette ridden?
We have ridden about 300 kilometers.
Will you take a break soon?
Oh yeah, we will take the next 2 days to rest and check out some waterfalls. After climbing a steep hill that rose 900 meters in elevation, we decided we deserve one. Yesterday we toured a coffee plantation. Then we rode here to Pak Song.
Will you ride around on your bicycles to see the waterfalls?
No, we agreed that we'll stay off the bikes for those 2 days and let our bodies rest. We are going to hire a remote driver to drive us to visit the various waterfalls.
Well, you boys be careful and keep me updated with your progress.
We'll be careful. Bye.
End of tape script 10.30.3. Tape script 10.30.4.
1. Will you take a break soon? 2. We are going to take the next 2 days to rest and check out some waterfalls. 3. Will you ride around on your bicycles to see the waterfalls? 4. No, we agree that we will stay off the bikes for those 2 days and let our bodies rest. 5. We are going to hire a remote driver to drive us to visit the various waterfalls. 6. We will be careful.
End of tape script 10.30.4. Tape script 10.30.5.
Hi mom, it's me again. We are in Sukuma now.
Wati, it's so good to hear from you again. When are you going to visit Wat Phu?
We already have. We visited it today. I have now seen 110 Khmer temples.
So you and Pisat are going to start cycling home tomorrow?
Well, sort of yes and sort of no.
What do you mean?
We met a couple of other cyclists at Wat Phu and they told us we can ride through the 4,000 islands from Wat Phu. Pisat and I looked at a map and figured out a route that we are going to take through them. There is either a bridge or a ferry at each water crossing.
What will you do if you can't get across the river?
Pisat and I talked about that. We made a decision that if there is no bridge or ferry, we will hire a boat to take us across the river. We have spent so little money on this trip that we can splurge a little bit.
I hope you are correct in your planning.
I think we'll be okay. The map we have shows that there is a road that runs all the way along the Mekong River to where Dong Kong begins. Once we get on the island, we know there are definitely places where we will be able to get across to the next place. We are going to spend 2 days exploring the islands, then we are taking a ferry to Ban Nakasong on the mainland and continuing to the border.
I'll be happy when you both return home.
I know. We are going to be home in 3 days. Don't worry, I love you.
I love you too. Be careful. Bye.
Bye.
End of tape script 10.30.5. Tape script 11.31.1.
Mrs. Mom asked if I would go through all the class photos and choose the best ones. She told me she wanted to use them to make into a memory album.
Oh, cool. Can we help?
Yeah, I love to look through photos.
Here's a photo of Pisat getting yelled at by the zookeeper when he had tried to feed his sandwich to the leopard.
He told me the leopard was a man-eater and to stay away from the cage because it could jump out and bite me.
That was a great day. Mrs. Mom said it had been such a good day that she might do it again next year.
Do you remember our study group? Here's one of us working hard to review our lessons.
I remember that weekend. Wuthi, you told us you hadn't made a list of things you needed to do.
I never did get that list made. Recall how Pisat was telling us that he thought it would be a good idea if we met every day to practice our speaking together?
It worked, didn't it? We all received 10 marks for our speaking exam.
Check out this photo. It was taken just before Miss Mom and Mr. Peter's wedding.
I sat next to Mr. Zowan at her wedding. He was very excited to see them getting married. He told me that on his wedding day, it had rained so much that the tent had filled with water. He said everyone had been having such an enjoyable time. They had taken off their shoes and continued dancing in the water.
I think this photo book is going to be great. My grandmother told me once that the best memories were made when something small went wrong.
End of tape script 11.31.1. Tape script 11.31.2.
1. Wuthi said that he loved to look through photos. 2. Wuthi told us it had been a great day. 3. Voti told us that he had never met that list. 4. Bissett said we all had received 10 marks for our speaking exam. 5. Hing told us it had been taken just before Miss Mom's and Mr. Pirat's wedding. 6. Bissett said he thought this photo book was going to be great.
End of Tapescript 11.31.2. Tapescript 11.31.3.
1. I asked her what her name was. 2. I asked her if she liked dogs. 3. I asked her where she lived. 4. I asked her if she could dance. 5. I asked her if she had been swimming. 6. I asked her what her hobbies were. 7. I asked her if she knew my friends. 8. I asked her when she had to go home.
End of Tapescript 11.31.3. Tapescript 11.31.4.
My neighbor Levan told me about an experience he had had last year. He said that he had been riding his bicycle home at about 7 p.m. Then suddenly, the shadow of a bird had flown in front of him. He had thought that he had run it over. When he had gotten off his bicycle to look at it, he had received a big surprise. There had been nothing lying in the road. Later, a policeman had walked up and listened to Levan's story. He had told Levan about a minor bird that had died in that area. Levan said the policeman's eyes had gotten really big, and in a scary voice, he had told Levan he wasn't the only person who had seen a ghost there. Levan said he had become frightened and cried that it was Avong.
I overheard Mr. Sawan and Mrs. Mom while I was working at the Chinese restaurant. Mrs. Mom asked Mr. Sawan if he had done anything interesting in the past week. He told her he had gone for a walk in a jungle and it had been very hot. She asked him what he had done to cool down. He told her that he had found a tree that had a huge hole in it. He said the hole turned out to be a big cave and he had crawled into it. Mrs. Mom asked him if it had been dark in there and he told her had been, but that he had also found a river inside. He said that he had swum through the cave into another cave. She asked him if he had been in there for a long time and if he had been frightened. He told her he had been in there for about 3 hours, and at the beginning of his exploration, he hadn't been frightened, but as he had remained in there and swum deeper into the caves, he had become very frightened. He told Mrs. Mom with a laugh that when he had been able to see the sun and trees again, he had let out a loud cheer.
My friend Sam, who lives in the United States, told me this story about time he had experienced his first earthquake. He told me he had been at his desk doing his homework when the earthquake had started. He said the chair he had been sitting in had started to move across his room. I asked him what he had done. He said that when the floor had stopped moving, he had run out to find his mother. She had been in the kitchen cooking when the earthquake had started. He said he had found her standing in the front of the cooker and she had told him that she hadn't felt anything. Sam said that they had decided to look outside and see if there was any damage to anything. He told me that they had seen some trees that had fallen and had heard some sirens in the distance. but it hadn't been a very bad earthquake. Sam said he had seen on the news that he had only measured 5.5. He said the news also had said that although the hospitals had been busy that evening, no one had died.
End of tape script 11.31.4. Tape script 11.32.1.
Good morning, students. I want to discuss some things that will be happening at the end of this school year with you. This is usually an extremely happy time, but this year is...
Disassemblers seldom give us any new information.
Shh. You really pay attention, so how would you know?
I have been involved in education for many years. In all of those years, I've never wished for a more rewarding occupation.
I wonder what he wants to tell us. Mr. Suwan is normally very matter-of-fact and to the point.
Occasionally, over the past few years, I've wondered what it would be like to not come to school every day. This year, I thought about it more frequently. I've decided at the close of this school year, I will retire.
What? But you've always been our school director. It'll never be the same.
You'll still come to see us sometimes, won't you?
Hey, Woody, how often do you get news like that?
End of tape script 11.32.1. Tape script 11.32.2.
1. I sometimes eat fruit and yogurt for breakfast. 2. My team always wins. 3. I rarely talk to her. 4. Kak Kada is usually working with his father. 5. He is never happy. 6. Dada seldom shares his snacks. 7. Pisay frequently dances while listening to the radio.
End of tape script 11.32.2. Tape script 11.32.3.
Let's answer this survey together and then we can get it done faster.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. I speak English in class. Oh, that's easy. I usually speak English in class.
Really? What about when you are occasionally paired with the boys on the other side of the room? I seldom hear you speaking English then.
Okay. I frequently speak English in class.
Here's one you can forge your answer on, Pisset. I'm late for school.
Yeah, I'm often late for school. I can't deny that.
I can answer the next one for all of us. I normally communicate in English on Facebook.
Correct. I would always communicate in English on Facebook, but there are things that are sometimes easier to comment on in Khmer.
Look at the next one. I speak English with my friends. I always speak English with my friends.
Well, we have throughout this book at least.
This next one is tricky because it depends on where I go. I use English on holiday. If I go somewhere in Cambodia, I never use English.
Right. But when we were riding through Laos, we usually spoke English because it was easier.
Haha, yeah, or wave our arms.
The last one is a no-brainer. I always read books and magazines in English.
I often read in English if it's an interesting story.
Reading? Bah! I never read books in English or Khmer.
End of tape script 11.32.3. Tape script 11.33.1.
What are you going to do after you graduate, Pisset?
I'm going to a vocational college to train to be an electrical engineer.
That sounds cool. When do you start?
I'm going to start 3 weeks after the term ends.
Where is the college?
I'm going to study at the National Technical Training Institute in Phnom Penh.
Wow, that sounds great. Which course are you studying?
I'm going to study for a diploma in electrical engineering.
Why did you choose that diploma?
I chose it because I'm going to work with my cousins when I graduate.
Cool. Who do your cousins work for?
They work for a local company now, but they're going to start their own engineering company next year.
Good luck, Bisat. I hope everything goes well.
Thanks, Hyung.
End of tape script 11.33.1. Tape script 11.33.2.
Which? Asking about choice. Why? Asking for a reason or what for? Who? Asking about what person or people? What? Asking for information about something. When? Asking about time. Where? Asking about place or position.
End of tape script 11.33.2. Tape script 11.33.3.
A. I'm going to a vocational college to train to be an electrical engineer. B. I'm going to start 3 weeks after the term ends. C. I'm going to study at the National Technical Training Institute in Phnom Penh. D. I'm going to study for a diploma in electrical engineering. E. I chose it because I'm going to work with my cousins when I graduate. F. They're going to start their own engineering company next year.
End of tape script 11.33.3. Tape script 11.33.4.
1. What are you doing after grade 9?
I'm going to work on my parents' new farm.
2. Why do you want to work on your parents' farm?
I want to help my family grow their business.
3. When do you start work?
I'm going to start as soon as I finish grade 9.
4. Where is your parents' farm?
It's near the main road.
5. Which main road?
The new farm is going to be near National Road number 5.
6. Who are you going to work with?
I'm going to work with my parents, my aunt and uncle, and all of my cousins.
End of tape script 11.33.4. Tape script 11.33.5.
Good afternoon, students. I hope you had a nutritious lunch so that you can all grow big and strong.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Mom. I had noodles and papaya.
I had fish and rice.
I had lokla. Good. Before we begin our lesson today, I have an announcement I want to make. I am pregnant. Mr. Pirat and I are going to have a baby.
Congratulations! Yay!
End of tape script 11.33.5. Tape script 11.33.6.
Thank you. I know you all have a lot of questions, so let's settle down. Think about what you want to ask and I will call on you individually.
Mrs. Mom, when are you due?
I will have the baby in early October.
What sex is the baby? I mean, is it a boy or a girl?
We don't know yet. We will find out when we go to see the doctor in 2 months. And I have a test to see how the baby is developing.
Which sex do you hope it is?
I hope it's a girl.
Why do you hope it's a girl?
I have always dreamed of having a little girl that I can dress up in pretty dresses and teach how to dance.
Where are you going to have the baby?
I am going to have the baby at a hospital in Phnom Penh. Both of our parents live there, so it would be nice to involve them in the birth.
Who do you think the baby will look like? You or Mr. Pirret?
Well, I hope the baby looks like both of us. Mr. Pirret has a big, square shoulders, so I hope all of our kids have his strong-looking stature.
What are you going to name the baby?
We have been discussing that. If it's a boy, we agree that we'll call him Kosal. However, if it's a girl, we'll have to make a decision. I like the name Kolab, but Mr. Pirret wants to call her Kunthir. Maybe we can use both names.
End of Tapescript 11.33.6.